Hey everybody, welcome back to the Help Action. We are doing a special sort of off-schedule stream today. It's Sunday, as many of you know, and we normally broadcast on Wednesday, but Unfortunately, some of us will be unavailable this Wednesday, so we're doing a little bit of an early stream. And if you are here watching this on Wednesday, thank you for being here. This is a rebroadcast of something that we did on Sunday. We do everything that we do here, playing Dungeons & Dragons and hanging out and having fun, for charity specifically. So, to talk about the charity that we have been supporting since the start of our campaign, Iris, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you, Evan. So the charity we are supporting right now is the Transgender Law Center. Founded in 2002, the Transgender Law Center is the largest trans-specific, trans-legal organization in the United States. Their tireless efforts to defend and advance the rights of transgender and gender non-conforming people have resulted in precedent-setting victories in areas including employment, prison conditions, education, immigration, and healthcare. In addition to their legal work, they also organize community-specific programs such as Black Trans Circles, the Disability Project, the Black LGBTQIA+ Migrant Project, and Positively Trans that inform and empower trans and gender non-conforming folks across America. It is I won't get too bummery in here, but it is a bit of a tumultuous time for trans people in America and Canada right now. One way we can fight back against that and make things better for trans Americans is through the legal system. If you could donate to Trans Law Center tonight, either a little bit, like $1 or $2, or a little bit more, maybe like $20 or whatever, or more than that, every little bit helps. Whatever you can do is appreciated. And if you donate, you can leave a little message that we will read at the end of the stream. So your words will be immortalized forever in our video-on-demand archive. So check it out.
Awesome. If you would like to know where to donate and where to find us and all of that other great stuff, Nero, where do we do that at?
Do it at thehelpaction.com.
That's right.
If you go there, there's a big button that says donate, and you can click on that and see where we're at and where you can throw your dollars, and it'll take you through the process. It takes card, PayPal, no crypto, because fuck that. Our website also has links to all our social media, the YouTube archive, the Twitch, which is where you are now, just in case you didn't know. Twitter, Instagram, all that fun stuff. It's your one-stop shop.
You can find our Twitch page here, the screen you're watching at this moment.
You found it.
On YouTube.
Somewhere in the distant future. Yeah. Okay, and then last but not least, our last little piece of housekeeping is just our schedule. And when we do this, which as of today we have proven ourselves a little bit wrong on. Go ahead, Tavi and Robbie.
Yeah. So we stream this show, The Help Action, every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, except for right now, which is Sunday at that same time. So we apologize, kind of, but also, we're quirky like that. So
it's a little treat.
Look,
Mom and Dad, which is all of us, made a promise, and you know what? We changed our plans. So forgive us, and
I mean, it's still technically true. It's going to be rebroadcast on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's true. We'll be able to show it to mystical people of the far-off future.
That's right.
Hey, you in the chat, what's up? On Wednesday. Yes, but we will continue to try to do our best to keep you updated as life happens.
Uh-huh.
But as long as life doesn't happen, we will be broadcasting every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Pacific. And just keep an eye on our social media for updates and changes. Clearly, if you're here watching on Sunday and not Wednesday, and even if you are watching on Wednesday, you're doing a good job of watching that.
So thank you.
Yes. If you are watching on Wednesday, we're very sorry that this isn't a live broadcast for you. We want to try to be live as often as we can, but sometimes life just happens. This week it is my boyfriend's birthday on today, Wednesday, when you are watching. So I am busy doing things that hopefully he enjoys, and we will catch you next week. So Without further ado, then, if there's no other announcements, we can go ahead and jump into a quick recap of our last episode and then jump into the adventure for the evening. So let me pull up a little bit of music here for everybody here. Last few episodes, the party had ventured forth to Cragmaw Castle, this mysterious, distant castle set somewhere far away in the woods that held, at least according to their information, their missing friend, the dwarf Gundren Rockseeker. As you tracked Gundren to this castle, you managed to learn many things. One, that the castle is inhabited by a group of goblinoids called the Cragmaw tribe, led by a bugbear named King Groll, and all of these individuals were working under the orders of a mysterious figure that continues to pop up in your story as you go, known as the Black Spider. So, tracking all of these creatures to their lair, where you would find Gundren, you managed to find Cragmaw Castle and laid a trap or an ambush, as it were, after scouting the perimeter. So, after ambushing the castle, handling its defenses, among which were several goblins, a strange snake-like creature, bugbears, and hobgoblins, dealing with all of them through very, very clever use of your skills, and with the help of a turtle friend named Grosha, you were able to rescue your friend and clear the castle from all danger. Taking a moment to rest on the exterior of Cragmaw Keep, a bloodied and worse for wear Gundren then, among you, safe and rescued, sat, relaxed, recuperated, as Grosha, your turtle friend, our guest star from the last couple weeks, our mod that's here in chat today, began to prepare a meal. And as she prepared this meal, Gundren sat the rest of you down and relayed a few very important pieces of information about the trials that face you in the near future. The first of which is that the Black Spider, whoever they are, has already reached this Wave Echo Cave, this place that Gundren had originally found that he wanted to secure because it was so valuable and so important for the region that in securing it, he would, one, become wealthy, but two, be able to sort of secure a source of prosperity for all of the nearby towns and civilizations. The Black Spider, according to Gundren, had tracked Gundren and his brothers to the cave before any of this began and already knew its location and had set their plans into motion. They have also begun to explore this cavern already. They are there, they're exploring, they are way ahead of the party at this point. The problem with this is that Wave Echo Cave contains a font of magic, this sort of magical source known as the Forge of Spells that is capable of creating these magical artifacts, these crazy powerful magic items. And at this point, it's a race to see who can get there first, because if the Black Spider gets there first, they will have a massive increase to the power that they wield, whereas if the party is able to beat the Black Spider to it, they might have the advantage on the battle that is to come. Additionally, Gundren let you know that his brothers, Thardin and Nundro, had set up a camp within the entrance of the cave, and because the Black Spider is already there, he fears the worst for his brothers, and that whatever has happened to them, if they weren't able to hide or something, is probably bad. And last but not least is that the cave itself is infested with hordes of undead, monsters, and other strange vestiges left over from the ancient battle that took place there between the powers of men, gnomes, and dwarves, and the power of the orcs and the other renegade mages that attempted to steal this place away. Their battle caused these heavy earthquakes and these massive ruptures in the earth that sealed this place away so long ago. And now, through some luck and a little bit of unearthing some old artifacts, it has been revealed again to times anew. So, as the dinner prepared by Grosha is completed, and Grosha hops onto her faithful oxen and cart, bids you all adieu, you are now left on the exterior of Cragmaw Keep with yourselves, Gundren, Winchester, Kevin, ready to make your next move, whatever it may be. You are all exhausted and tired from the battle that has lasted much longer than any of you expected. What would you like to do?
I would love to sleep.
Do we want to sleep here, or do we want to get on the road a little bit first before sleeping?
It's what time is it?
It is at this point, as Grosha was leaving, pretty much the beginning of sunset. Now, as you are sort of sitting here deliberating on what you'd like to do, it's sort of the middle of that. Twilight and darkness will be coming within the next hour.
Oh, okay.
It might be good to do a cursory glance around the rest of the castle before it gets too dark. Maybe grab some heads for interrogation with Sister Good and Plenty.
Yeah.
Well, we certainly need Glassstaff's head back. Isn't that
we gotta
what
find that.
the postal lady asked for?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Boy.
That's gonna be a little gross when we bring it back, but
It's what she asked for. I believe it is like what she asked for, isn't it?
Yeah.
it is true.
Yeah,
She
they-
did ask for the head
Yeah.
specifically. So
Yeah.
It may be a little nasty, but I personally think we should also grab the doppelganger's head if we can, and also King
King Roll.
King Dave Grohl. Yes.
King Dave Grohl,
Yeah.
he truly was a Foo Fighter.
I
Jesus
am
Christ.
willing. I am willing to grab one if someone wants to grab the other.
Can we put the heads in the bag of holding so that we don't have to look at them?
Yeah, if you would
Okay.
like to.
Cool.
Alright.
I mean, I like looking at them, but also I understand.
You can keep whatever.
You're a
you
little
want.
freak, is what you are.
All right, I'll hack off a doppelganger head and a King Grohl head with my fancy new sword.
Easy enough. You're not really pressed for time here as you make your way inside, re-entering the sort of cold stones of the castle and seeing the massive amount of carnage laid out before you. Retracing familiar steps, you make your way up to the corpses and remove the necessary appendages. Yes, Oleander.
Is there anything in the? This is probably a minor quibble. Is there anything in the D&D lore or whatever about like if you put like severed heads into the bag of holding, is that going to be like hygienic? Like, do they stay preserved? Is it like keeping them on ice, or are they going to gunk up the rest of the bag, or what? Like, not just haha, but also that could possibly impact the condition of anything else we put in there later.
Will that bag smell forever?
If you
Right.
would like to place your own head into the bag of holding and look around and find out, you can certainly tell.
Absolutely, I would. You don't even have to ask me twice. I would like to put my head into the bag of holding and use a. That would be an investigation check.
Sure.
Okay, let me get.
Just a dimension without oxygen or gravity.
I can
Hold your
hold my breath, and I'm stuck to the rest of me, which is back in the real world. My head alone does not need gravity to function.
Here you go.
All right. That is a 12.
As you take a big breath and then plunge your head into this multicolored, stitched together leather sack that you now know to be an extra dimensional space, as you do so, it takes a moment for your eyes to adjust, because at first you think it's just pure blackness. And then as they do, you can see that there's this strange, almost flowing, semi-transparent black fabric that sort of floats around the space, almost ballooning up from your head, as it were. And within the interior of it, you can see several sort of shapes, but all of them are nothing more than silhouettes, and it's difficult to discern what they are. Beyond that, sort of looking around the space, you have a strange feeling that you're almost looking up at the night sky, but it's without stars. There's these sort of mottled patterns of color and washes of light in different directions that almost look like very faded auroras sort of beyond this sort of fabric that forms the interior of the bag. And speckled among them are these different colored lights that almost look like discs that slowly rotate in all different directions. And as you look, you can see various objects sort of in and out of these various places. You are gazing
There's
at
only
a plane.
one bag of holding. There's just a whole bunch of different exits. That's really cool.
Cool.
I pull my head out of the bag. Okay.
As you pull your head back out and take a big breath.
I think
Only
we'll be
in
fine.
within 30 years.
Oh no!
Your body is aged 30 years and your face is still just young and beautiful.
Amazing.
Oh my gosh. I think we should be fine. Just whatever you do, don't try to turn it inside out.
Actually, I was going to try and turn it inside out first,
I was
but
just gonna say, shake
Yeah.
out all the crumbs.
I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't know what it would do, but I doubt it would do anything good.
So can we put heads in there?
we got to
Yeah.
know what's in here.
Yeah.
There's-
other people don't
There's it's an infinite dimension of time and space running wild. Up is down, down is up, black is white, left is right. It's impossible to say which way is the true perspective. And you put your stuff in there.
Me next. I want to go in the bag. No, I'll just help wrap these.
There
bags.
are game
These
rules
heads
for
up.
if someone would like to place a living creature at any time, including one of the party members, into the bag. That is certainly a thing that can be done should you wish to. Extra dimensional spaces are a fun thing in D&D. Okay, so are you deciding against or for turning this thing out and seeing what else is in there, or what is the...
I, for one, would like to turn this thing out, but I want to do that once are we going to stay here tonight, or should I do that
Yeah.
in the car?
Let's get on the road, I think, and get a little ways back toward Phandalin before we rest.
Gundren, are you
When
down?
I-
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
At this point, I'm just kind of following what the rest of you are doing. I've made my peace. You all know what lies ahead, and I trust you to make the right decisions as far as what pace you wish to travel at.
Ambrose, what were you going to say?
Oh, yes. I remember during our little jaunt around the castle that there was something in one of the southern, I believe one of the southern, I wanted to say tubes, towers.
Tower?
But we may not have time to really look at that. But whatever it is, it may not be good if we stay here tonight because it may kill us in our sleep.
I think you're right. I don't know that I have much fight left in me right now, and I don't think what's in there is honestly important or friendly.
Yeah.
Thing is, this castle isn't going anywhere. We could always come back.
Yeah. No, it's come back. Just
Yeah, when we're
burst the door down and just like doof, doof, doof.
We'll know where all the traps are now.
Yeah, like the big pit. Unless
right.
there's
Maybe
another
the
big
will
pit.
take care of the last thing that's in here. You know,
Yeah.
Feed it, bathe it.
that's what I meant. Yeah.
Adopt it.
I know.
It's our son now.
It seems to be what you do with most of things in the world. So
Yeah,
Most
like
of the terrible things you throw at us. Yeah.
yeah.
Let's adopt it. Raise
like,
it.
it's a
Adore it.
large piece of bread covered in mold. You'd be like, that's our new mascot.
I mean,
talking shit
Just
We're gonna
wait.
get Bradley a job.
It's Bradley's first day of school. We have to dress Bradley. Anyways, I
Yeah.
digress. Would you like to rest here, where you are sort of at this back entrance that's sort of covered in that drop cloth at the back of the castle? Do you want to go inside the castle and use it for shelter? Do you want to start traveling and head outwards? What's the consensus?
I think
Get on the road.
so.
Yeah, let's get on the road.
I'm sure Gundren doesn't want to stay here tonight. Anyway.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
bad. Let's
Last
get as
I
far away
checked,
from
it's
here as we can
fall,
before resting.
And so it gets dark early.
I mentioned this to Glass when he found me out there in the stump, but it was not an easy choice to walk back this direction.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Thank
now
you.
we can walk away again.
We're gonna walk away as a group,
Yeah.
safely and confidently.
holding hands.
We don't have to hold hands if you don't want to.
Oh,
I mean, feel free. I'm not gonna stop you.
Hands up.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to make it required.
he just sort of very slowly reaches up to your hand that even at your sides probably rests above his head.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
little Teddy gun.
What do you think about?
That's
Whee! That's rude, destroyed people. Okay. So if you are
Dignified
gathering
boy.
your belongings and making your way away from Cragmaw Keep, as long as there's no further business that you have to do here, how far would you like to travel this evening before you take a break to rest? You know that if you travel about a half a day's journey, which is about 4 more hours, it's a long ways, but you would be able to get at least to sort of where that cave that Yimik used to live in is.
Do we want to try to go for that?
I think so.
Yeah,
Okay,
that might be good.
let's do it.
But also only maybe an hour or two away is the sort of pond side area where you had fought the
With
owl bear with Grosha and first encountered
Right.
Grosha.
That might be safer
Yeah, all right.
because we don't know what's coming back to
Yeah.
that cave.
True.
Plus,
Yeah.
fresh water would be nice.
Yeah,
Hmm.
let's do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
happy either way.
Sounds good.
Easy enough.
Cool.
As you all board your cart and take whatever your horses' names are for another
Jesse
day.
Big Rig.
Jesse and Big Rig.
Jesse,
Son of a
baby.
bitch.
Let me check the apple feeding.
You know their names, Evan. Stop playing.
One
I
of them is
genuinely
just-
cannot remember them every time, and it drives me crazy. I'm so good at NPC names, and this I can't remember Jesse and Big Rig for
One's
whatever
Big Rig
got
like
you.
a truck, the other one's Jesse like Jesse from Full House.
What's
Never watched it. I know, a mortal sin. Okay, so as you hop onto the back of your cart, making room for Gundren, loading up your newly acquired supplies, and taking a moment for the rest of you to rest. Those of you who are not driving, who is helming the cart ride?
I can drive.
Oh.
Oh, never mind.
Weekend.
Sure.
Bree, having died no more than 2 times previously that day, decides to bravely whip
Yeah.
Jesse and Big Rig into shape and begin the journey back down in altitude in the direction of the pond where you had first encountered Grosha. It's a long drive, and about 30 or maybe 40 minutes into it, it becomes dark. It becomes total nightfall. You, without dark vision, are having trouble seeing. Is anybody doing
Oh.
anything to assist this?
Did you want me to hop in the driver's seat? I have dark vision.
Let's actually trade off. I'm feeling a little bit like I almost died.
Yeah, I got it.
today, so.
I only got soup points docked, so I am fit as a fiddle right now.
That's right.
Oleander? I'll sit shotgun with you. Just 'cause I don't
Yeah.
have vision.
And as the cart trundles down the road,
Night crew.
anything anybody wants to talk about or handle before you reach the pond where you'd like to camp?
Oh, can I give Gundren his finger back?
Oh god.
The ring is still in there, regardless of the state of the finger.
Sure,
I got
if you would
this
like to.
out. Just like, here you go.
I've got a second level cure wounds. If we want.
Oh. I don't know if any of y'all have seen The Shape of Water, but
Yeah.
like, there's a point after which a finger is just not salvageable.
Yeah, let's traumatize him again today.
I'll hold on to it and maybe pull the ring out later just to get back to him.
Yeah.
In
wipe
the
it off.
water.
Hey, yeah, fresh water. Perfect.
It's gonna be like pulling like a ring out of banana pudding by the time you like get to it.
Ugh.
It's worth it for my friend Gundren.
Banana pudding with a couple sticks in there.
Yeah, fine. Totally normal.
Yeah.
It does really track with like Ambrose is like doesn't have any sense of what's appropriate at what time.
Oh, I saved this for
Right.
you. It's like bzzz, like bugs flying around it.
Just here to have a good time.
Yeah, if you want to give Gudrun his finger in its current state, you are more than welcome to. It is up to you. Anything?
I'll wait
Okay.
until we camp. I don't
just
want to.
hang on to it. It's only gonna get
Yeah.
better from here. So
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not getting any less gross.
Yeah.
So
sure isn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Woo!
As you continue to push the cart down the road, it's a relatively quiet night. You can hear crickets sort of singing in the trees. It's the end of fall, so the song is a little more sparse than normal, as most of the bugs are beginning to react to the cold and sort of take their slumber a little bit early. It's pleasant. The occasional bats that flutter by overhead are kind of pleasant to see, and under the starlight, there's a decent view of the road. It's a little harder to see if you don't have dark vision, but Oleander, that's no problem for you. Up ahead, as you continue, you do sort of begin to see the glint of moonlight on water, and you recognize that you are about to be pulling up to this pond where you had originally met Grosha, and you know that there is an area that you can sort of turn off of the road there that would make a perfectly decent campsite where Grosha had made that fishbone stew for you.
all right, here we are, folks. Found our camp for the night. Everybody, get your bedrolls out and stuff.
So like 2 episodes ago, when I got the bag of holding, I made like a history or arcana check. I can't remember, to see if I kind of knew how it worked.
Mm-hmm.
And so I knew enough to know how to pull out of the bag. Would I know other mechanics of the bag by that same check? Sorry, this is like a...
I think you would understand that it's a bag that holds like way more than it should, right? And if you reach in and think about something, you can pull that thing out, and it makes so much stuff like just not weigh anything. And that's probably about the extent of your knowledge.
Okay. All right. So, I guess back in character. Go ahead, Ambrose.
Oh, I was gonna say, as we're making camp, where's that owlbear court set?
You
camping
would have
next to
had
that?
to sort of massively divert the cart along the road to pass it. Thank you for the reminder, but yeah, it is there. By this point, after sitting a full day in the sun, it's beginning to bloat, and it is surrounded by various insects and other sort of carry-on infestors, if you will.
Go a little bit downwind.
No, we don't want to be downwind. We want to be
Upwind.
Well, it's on the other side of the lake, so I think we're going to be fine.
Okay, cool.
Away?
Away.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let's definitely, just keep watch well tonight, just in case anything that's hungry for owlbear comes along.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gundren, you're definitely going to be in the middle of whatever happens here, not on the edge.
By which we mean at the safest part.
We will protect you.
Like if we were all in one sleeping bag, you would be in the middle.
You can tell at this point, and especially during the almost like 2-hour journey that you had just taken, that the usually like very spirited, super boisterous, loud, borderline obnoxious Gundren is just in this mood of being utterly humbled and just quiet. And while he doesn't seem currently preoccupied with fear, there's a very like a quiet reverence about him, mostly sort of in accordance with his very near and very extended brush with death. And he seems shook. It's like, all right, I appreciate y'all keeping me safe. If anything about this ever becomes a problem, just let me know, and I'll do what I can to fend for myself. And He just sort of begins to mumble on about that
Pat him
sort
on
of
the shoulder.
anxiety.
I pat him on the other shoulder.
Sort of reaches up and clasps both your hands. Thank you. You're good friends.
I want to start a fire in the normal way and not the dangerous way for camping.
Okay.
I started that sentence and realized I should clarify.
I just want to burn and burn until there's nothing left.
Okay. As you begin to make camp here, is there anything in particular anybody wants to do to alter the way the camp is made, or anything you want to do during this period, or...
I've been holding on to the bag, and I really want to find out what's in it.
Okay.
Yeah. Oleander?
You know, knock yourself out. Just if you tear a hole in reality, it's not my fault.
I agree. And thank you. I'm going to turn the bag inside out.
Okay, as you do, and you hold it upside down, and just a shower of coins, various heavy objects fall out of it. A small roll of paper that you recognize as the map falls out and sort of rolls across the ground.
Get that?
When everything is said and done, after you've sort of held this bag upside down for almost a full minute, and the last sort of coin finishes falling out, in front of you lays a pile of stuff. Included within it is 3 potions of healing,
Oh,
Yeah.
which should hopefully restock most of what you drank in the castle.
I think so, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just each of you can take one, and I don't need one.
Okay.
thank you.
Just since I'm
Thanks.
heal boy.
Heal boy.
Heal boy.
There is the map to Wave Echo Cave. And then among the coinage that has been stored in there, there is 90 copper pieces, 130 silver pieces, and 220 gold pieces.
Wow.
Whoa.
Sorry, give me those last 2 numbers again.
I think these are the same as the numbers that I gave you all at the end of the game before, but in case they are any different, it's 220 gold, 130 silver, and 90 copper.
220 gold.
Let's,
130 silver.
at the break,
130 silver,
somebody remind me and I'll divide that and we can.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
I'm just going, wow. That's all this shit pours out.
And
makes me
looking
think
at the
of
pile
pointer.
of stuff that's on the ground, the bag is just like dwarfed in comparison to it. It seems utterly improbable that all this would fit in there, but it sure does. And definitely didn't feel like you were carrying around, enough coinage to like weight down everyone in the group's pockets by a good amount.
Magic is cool.
You're right, it is.
That's why I'm a wizard.
That's why I'm a warlock.
In addition to that, because
Some of our other reasons.
I don't think that we actually did it during the game, but we did talk about it in private. You do have all of the items that you acquired from the castle. If Ambrose, you would like to identify those, you're more than welcome to.
I would. Yeah, that was something I was thinking about doing.
Yeah.
So is this each of the items we picked off of dead bodies?
Yeah, the like weapons and
So
Okay.
that would include, which didn't need identification. The 2 things that did not need it were the spiked armor that King Groll wore and his spiked shield. The things that did need identification were the sword that was carried by the mysterious drow that turned out to be the doppelganger. In addition to that, the strange sort of bony wand, the elven chain shirt, which is not magical, but it is very useful, and then I think that just about covers it.
Okay.
As you, Glass, are just about to finish sort of shaking out the bag the rest of the way, not to retcon this too hard, there is just sort of this like tink, 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 a sort of loop of silver wire that sort of tumbles and begins to sort of roll off into the brush.
I get the big cat eyes, and then I walk off, pick it up.
It's very, very light. It's just very simple, thin wire circle.
Cool.
Is that something we want to throw into the identify
The
pile?
identify circle.
I imagine I've probably got like papers and shit everywhere with like various things that we're looking at, just kind of strewn out.
Yeah, Ambrose, as you're sort of laying out your books and preparing to identify all these objects, your friends are just sort of coming up and putting these objects sort of in a line, almost a queue, for you to just go through one at a time. Each one of them will take about 10 minutes, but it's no problem. As you are identifying these, the rest of your friends are beginning to sort of set up the camp, get ready for everything, and make sure that you're going to be comfortable, have food to eat. And Gundren, you notice, is just sort of over with the horses, just sort of petting them and taking what seems like a quiet moment by himself.
That's fine. He can take all the time he needs.
Okay. As you begin to identify the objects, first and foremost is the sort of machete-shaped sword that you had picked up from the drow/doppelganger. That is called Cord Cutter, which I believe, and just so everybody who's watching is aware, we sort of discussed these items and stuff at the end of the last episode while we were off the air, so everybody knows where they're going, who's taking them, all that kind of stuff, and what they do. But to sort of elaborate on what they do, does everybody want to talk about the things that they grabbed, or do you want me to do it, or however you guys want to do it?
Sure.
We can each talk about an item that we picked up. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, starting with Cord Cutter, Robin, go ahead.
Yeah, I can do that. Bree is gonna grab this one. Cord Cutter is a short sword, kind of machete looking, that has runes up and down. Yeah, weird rectangular blade. Gives me a +1 to attack and damage rolls. And most impressively, can cast Rope Trick once per day for long rest, which I guess allows me to kind of create a temporary pocket dimension and climb up into it to like hide out for a while.
Yeah, so the sword itself can be transformed into a rope, and then you can use that rope as the material component for Rope Trick, which just kind of does the rope trick that people have probably seen in sort of. The only familiarity I have with them is like busking and then like very like sort of ancient anthropology videos from like very inappropriate like white exploration of the Middle East, etc.
It was in the one Bugs Bunny cartoon.
That's right.
Yeah, like the cartoons.
Where yeah, the rope does sort of lead vertical. It becomes climbable, and at the top of it is an extra dimensional space that lasts for an hour, with room for the entire party, long enough to take a short rest in. So
I love that we're getting items that just like introduce us to the like reality of other dimensions.
Yeah, just
Wow, level 4.
Wow.
cool.
I'm scared for level 10.
Face.
There's one thing you learn when you get into magic. It's that we all live in one very small room of a much bigger extra-dimensional house. And you just have to be cool with that.
I mean, all of you, maybe you're not all aware, but at least Ambrose is certainly aware that him and his people all come from, if you think of the material plane as like Earth and the Shadowfell as sort of the upside down from like Stranger Things, the opposite of that, the good and wild version as opposed to the dead and decayed version, that's the Feywild. And that's where all of you and your satyr-like people are from. So
Gallop around.
this sort of
yell.
many worlds, not only theory but reality, is very much the case here.
Oh, seems nice. I'd love to visit someday.
Yeah.
That's complicated, but we can get to that later.
Oh dear.
Sounds complicated.
I think, not to jump ahead too much and also not to be too metagamey, but I'm gonna try and use this tower shield. I think that I picked off of King Groll, which is not only a shield but a weapon too, and grants +2 to AC, and can use a single melee attack. 1d4 bludgeoning plus 1d4 piercing damage, which is pretty awesome.
Fun. Can I throw like a rock at it to test it?
Sure. I hold up the tower shield in front of me, and like my entire body is obscured by it.
It really
Yeah, I'd
is.
say that works.
You fling a
Yeah.
rocket and just sort of ding off the front of it. Bounces at a weird angle because it hits one of the angles of the spikes that sticks out of the front of it.
It works!
As you watch Bree wield this thing, it's heavy to the point where as you sort of move forward with it, you almost need to like use it as a crutch in front of you because it is so heavy and almost unwieldy. But with that, you are very much safer, albeit maybe a slight bit hampered in not being able to attack as quickly with it. But using your strength, you can definitely do so.
Ah, yes, that strength that I have.
Mm-hmm. The strongest halfling ranger that ever was.
Woo! Love to play a ranger wrong. So fun.
Nothing wrong here.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. In addition to that, there is the Devil's Horn, which I believe Oleander picked up.
Yes.
The strange black wand that was plucked off of the doppelganger as well. Go for it.
It is a black bony implement shaped like a twisted conical horn, similar to that of an oryx or impala. It's a magic wand, obviously, but it can also be used as a dagger. And it's a spellcasting focus for my spells while I hold it. When I use it as a spellcasting focus, the wand provides a +1 bonus to spell attack rolls. It has 3 charges, and it regains 1d3 expended charges daily at dawn. In addition to just using it to boost the spells I already have, it also has a number of other exciting functions. But wait, folks, there's more. As a bonus action, I can expend 1 charge to detect the presence of aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead within 60 feet of me. If such creatures are present and don't have total cover, the wand telepathically whispers the name of the creature types present to me. I can also expend 1 charge to cast Protection from Evil and Good, which is I believe either a cantrip or a first level spell that keeps stuff from these types of creatures from attacking me. Also, as an action, I can expend 1 charge and make an attack with the dagger, melee or thrown, or a melee spell attack. On success, I cast Inflict Wound on the target. If the triggering attack is with a dagger rather than a melee attack, the dagger's base damage was added to that of the spell. And also, last but not least, as an action, I can expend 1 charge to cast Mage Armor on myself, which is pretty useful. And also is called in the object's description Aegis of the Nine Hells, which is pretty badass, I'd say.
Oh yeah.
Overall, an extremely multi-purpose and fashionable weapon.
So I think I might have passed you an older version of it. The Inflict Wound should take 2 charges, so I'll just fix that.
Okay.
But aside from that, everything else is right on point. This is helpful for me, too, because this is a bunch of stuff I made really fast, so hearing it read back to me helps a bunch. Okay, on top of that, I think those are kind of the 2 major big magical things aside from the Bag of Holding. And, yeah, the rest of the stuff. Is there anything else anybody wanted to check out or do or look at before you sort of begin your evening's rest?
I got my cool circlet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this is the Circlet of Distant Memory, which grants me basically a bunch of like small spells to cast. So I can cast Message and Mind Sliver, which are both cantrips. Mind Sliver is it's like a -D4 to their next saving throw. Which is, I think it's a Wisdom saving throw. Yeah, but very cool. And then, also 2 or 3 other 2nd level spells that I get one charge a day of it. out of it.
Yeah.
Additionally, if you want to, you can take one of your second level spell slots and expend it to get one of those charges back. So it basically gives you all of those as second level spells. It only carries one extra spell slot for those specific spells a day. But
That's
Very
clutch.
Cool.
Yeah.
all of them are very sort of niche use, which are stuff that like I felt like would be useful for you, but not stuff you would want to spend your very precious bard learning abilities on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so excited to have message just to be annoying.
Awesome.
Yes.
Also, that the chainmail shirt. Who's gonna?
Yeah, who's
I
taking
thought-
the elven chain?
Were we gonna give it to Glass? Glass said that he wanted it.
No, I don't. I mean, I think that the chainmail should probably go to who's getting hit the most. And I would look
Which
over
is
at Bree, who
Oleander.
died twice today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be our wet work expert, Bree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look down at like the like shitty pieced together leather armor I've been wearing up till now.
It
And
is
go like,
riddled with holes at this point.
Yeah, why
Why don't you take that?
Yeah, you get that.
That's
You
yours.
take that.
yeah, just like wet with my own blood still.
Oh.
Thank you.
Swiss cheese armor here, please.
So,
Was that?
a few character things that just I would like to do this out of the stream, but obviously we have to do this because we're about to level up when you long rest. Awesome. Oh, I let the surprise slip. Ambrose, you need to go into your equipment, click on your Staff of Defense, scroll to the very bottom and hit Attune if you're going to attune to it. That's why you don't have the +1 bonus to your AC yet from it,
Ah.
because you are not
There we
currently
go.
attuned.
I guess
In addition to that, let me make sure. Yeah, you're already attuned to your alchemical compendium, so that's good. Let's look at glasses stuff. I think you should be okay. Are you attuned to the circlet? You also need to attune to the circlet as well, which you can do during this long rest. So you just basically go to your equipment, you click on the item, and then you scroll all the way down to that
Got
little
it.
thing that pops up, and at the bottom it says attune. Click on that. Oleander, you need to do the same thing with the Devil's Horn. Click on it, go all the way down to attune. Oh, actually, for whatever reason, I failed to mark that. So I have a few edits to make on that one, but I'll make them and it'll be fine. But
Oh yeah, I can click wielding and then I click attune. And now it's
you
I
have to
it-
wield it first for attune.
I have to wield it, I have to pull it out, and then I have to attune it. So now it's both wielded and attuned.
Perfect. Okay. So, as you all prepare for rest, having these items in front of you, I'm not going to say that you're quite attuned yet, but we will use this rest to do so. Is there anything that anybody wants to take care of, talk about, discuss, figure out before you crash out for the evening and before you prepare for the next day's travel?
I would, if there's time, I would like to take a look at the the statuette that I picked up.
Okay. Yeah, if you would like to
yeah.
if you would like to identify that as well, you
Yeah.
certainly may.
I figure I might as well while I'm here.
Go ahead and I forgot about that object.
Yeah.
Pull up the description for it.
Imagine this is probably something happening while everybody's like eating food, and I've got like jerky in one hand and papers in the other, just like staring this thing down.
Okay.
As soon as I'm attuned, I'm whispering to people with messages.
God.
As you pull out the small statuette,
Yes.
it's good.
Okay.
I made a mistake. I made a terrible mistake. Okay. Ambrose, as you pull out the small, sort of golden statuette of the elf that you had found in the brazier next to the shrine in Cragmaw Keep, you begin to cast Identify on it, as you has had previously with these other items, and you reveal this intense aura of divination magic that surrounds it.
Sick.
You, after casting Identify, learn that by grasping this statue, you may ask it one question and receive a telepathic response as though you had cast the Augury spell.
Ooh. Okay.
Once, however, you have asked a question and received a response, you can never activate the statuette again. Others may be able to, but it is a one and done object.
Sick. Okay. So for our whole party, we get 4 questions.
Not so bad out of a little magic gun, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just pull out Ripper and put little paw. And be like,
touch it, Ripper.
We need another one.
Well, okay, we do have Kevin, and Kevin can talk.
True. I guess Kevin would count. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a name so I can add it to my inventory, or?
So what I would do, and this
later.
is something I wanted to remind everybody of, is if you want to click at the top of your equipment, maybe it's at the bottom. Where is it? No, I think it's at the top. Manage equipment, and then I would just put it in your other possessions notes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've just been writing everything down in a notes document, so.
Yeah.
Just done.
Okay. Any other bits of housekeeping, discussion, planning?
Can I go talk to Gundren? Just check in on him?
Sure. At this point, as you sort of glance over as the fire is being finished set up, and Ambrose has been on the ground for almost a full hour, just sort of identifying all of these items, and all of you are sort of turning them over in your hands and beginning to learn about them. You glance over and you can just barely see sort of the top, like scruffy, almost like matted in blood with some places, top of Gundren's head sort of sticking out of the top of the back of the wagon. It looks like he's sort of seated in what would be almost the bed of the wagon, facing away from the rest of the camp, just sort of relaxing at this point.
I will just sidle up, and I'll give him, assuming I've changed out, I'll give him my Red Brand's cloak for him to wear.
As you sort of come around the edge of the wagon and he glances up at you, you can see he's sort of in the process of very slowly, sort of messily braiding his beard back together, and as you offer that to him, he just sort of grabs it, and you can see he's shivering a little bit and just sort of tucks it around the rest of his body, and then continues to very slowly braid the rest of his beard. Thank you.
I want to. I'll sit on the wagon next to him and start like rebraiding my hair next to him. I'm sorry it took us so long to get to you. I can't imagine what you went through there, and
There's no need for an apology there. I know you did your best to do what you did, and I'm just glad you made it there all.
Yeah. I know it's, probably cold comfort or whatever, but I understand what it's like to not feel safe suddenly. If you need to talk about anything, I'm around.
It's not that I feel unsafe. You lot are the greatest, probably strongest people I'll know in a long time. I don't feel endangered, don't feel like I've got my life in the balance here, but the last time I saw my brothers, they were sitting right in the mouth of the cave that black spider has been in for weeks. If they're not dead already. And he just sort of goes quiet and stares off into space.
Yeah. We're gonna get there as fast as we can. And
I know we will. I don't mean that as a criticism against your pace here. You got the rest, you had a hard day. Harder than most anyone will ever experience, but I can't say I'm not eager to push on. But from me, from my family, and as a friend, thank you. You all did a lot for me, for the realm today. If you can stop whoever that is from getting there first, that's a lot of dangerous goods you're keeping out of the hands of somebody who could do some real harm with them.
yeah.
I didn't think my stupid little money-grabbing scheme would become an arms race.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for dragging you into it.
Well, sometimes small ideas have a way of spiraling into big, messy ideas. I get it.
Lines right up with my history, doesn't it? I know
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. We were pretty good at making money together back in the day.
And making messes.
Well, you know, if your brothers are half as tough as you are, Gundren, they're okay.
Let's hope. You have anything
Pat
to
him on the
drink?
back. What's that?
He just sort of like leans a little bit closer and says, "You have anything to drink? I haven't had a nip in I can't say how long."
I'm sure we've got something.
Gunter wants to drink right now, as far as you're
That makes
aware.
sense.
He's had a day. And
Understand.
as you sort of lead him back over to the rest of the group to sort of figure out who might have something to drink, what are the rest of you doing?
Yeah. We've had a remarkably sober D&D experience thus far.
There hasn't been time to get like wet and wild.
We're high on life, baby.
Yeah.
Well, we did day drink.
Oh
And
yeah, there was that time that Glass
fell
fell
asleep.
asleep at the bar. Yeah.
I had a great hangover.
Yeah, that went well.
Do I have like any?
Yeah, all I've got on me is perfume.
I got ink.
I'm just
I've got-
picturing him drinking the perfume like some like nasty little chav kid, like drinking like Listerine and or like hairspray and milk or something like that to get like fucked up.
I've got powdered nightshade if that helps.
Oh,
God.
I'm trying to forget not to, be forgotten.
Yeah. No. Oh, no. Yeah.
We'll pick some up on our way back.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have kind of a deal going with the innkeeper back in Phandalin. He'll hook you up.
He's a
Yeah.
good guy. I'm glad you're
Oh
friends.
yeah.
All right. Anything else anybody wants to do during this sort of dinner time, pre-bedtime, anything before you take your rest? And who is keeping watch, if anybody? Also, stupid thing I hadn't thought about, Kevin and Winchester can totally keep watch.
Oh.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
I love that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Especially because Kevin can talk, too, so he can, like, wake us up and
Yeah.
sick.
Do his thing.
Ambrose, what's up?
Cool.
Oh, I was gonna say just one last thing as I'm shoving all these papers as they come out of my identify fugue, just like sweaty and like splashing some water on my face. Can I take the moment to make good on my promise to get that ring out of that bag?
Oh yeah, you're taking the
And,
banana pudding ring?
Yeah. I'm ready to roll for whatever needs to be done.
Let's
Sleight of
do
hand.
this. Let's roll a d20. Just a straight d20, no checks involved. The lower the roll, the more decomposed the finger is.
Alright.
Oh my
It
god,
turns
get a
out
fucking
it's 20.
Don't let me down. It's a 10.
You know, it is kind of exactly what you expected after a finger has been in a bag for 5 days. 7 days, 8 days. I don't know what the calendar is with this campaign right now. I'm working on that, by the way. We will have that updated for everybody shortly. It's goopy, and it really, really smells bad. And it has like this weird sort of like, you're worried when you grab it that like either the skin's going to shatter or just slide off.
No.
Anyways, you pull that out. What would you like to do with it?
Can I wash it?
Oh, Ambrose.
So,
I would say that looking
not
at
the
this
finger,
thing-
the ring. The ring.
Oh, you're just
the
taking
ring,
the ring,
not the
off.
finger.
Okay.
Just the
I was
ring.
gonna say washing the finger might cause it to cease to exist.
just the ring. The finger, I'm gonna like
the Ripper.
bury in
Fair
a hole.
Okay, so yeah, pulling off the ring.
Okay.
It's a little slimy and it's got a stank about it, but it could be washed.
Okay. Just. Oh. Nice.
While Ambrose is washing that, do I see this happening?
Unless you're otherwise preoccupied, sure. I would say it's probably taking him long enough for you to see that.
Okay, and am I attuned to, has it been long enough for me to be attuned
Oh no.
for flavor's sake here? To
It's been
Oh,
about an
scared.
hour since you pulled it out of the bag. If that's all you've been doing this whole time is focusing on this thing and figuring it out, sure.
Yeah, sure. So I see Ambrose washing the ring in the river.
Oh no.
just gonna message just while he's washing the ring, like it's speaking to him.
Like Sauron.
Yeah,
whispering to him.
yeah.
I have all these Tolkien nerds in my D&D group, and it's just not media I consume willingly. Not that I hate it at all, but just that like I pushed it out of my memory.
I mean, I think we had to like try to watch Fellowship of the Ring like 4 times, and it kept falling asleep during it.
Yeah.
So like, I get you.
I'm in that.
I'm there
boat.
with you.
Yeah.
Look,
I
an
love
evil ring can be a reference to any piece of fantasy.
There's lots of
That's
evil
right.
rings.
Because no other piece of fantasy media has ever replicated the same effect.
Halo, that's an evil ring.
There you go.
There you go.
Anyway, I
I'm holding this ring.
make it whisper. I whisper, and then within those whispers is, "Put me in your mouth." But I'm just watching.
Make a. I'll say make a performance check. And Ambrose, you can roll insight against this,
Okay.
and it's just a
Okay.
contest at this point.
Because I wonder if I would know that I'm being messaged.
Oh my god.
It's insight, you said?
Mhm.
I
That's a good sign.
14 for me.
got 11.
All right.
Fuck. My insight is not so good.
As you're holding this ring and washing into the water, and you hear, "Put me on," you're just like, you pause for a moment and look around, and you don't see anyone moving or looking at you, and you look back to the ring and you just hear, what do you want to do?
Well, I did I roll low enough to want to put it in my mouth like the message said?
I thought it said
That is what I
put me
said.
on, not put you in your mouth.
In the mouth.
Now,
Ugh.
I don't know if it was that low.
You rolled low enough to believe that the ring is telling you to do that. Whether or not you do it is your own volition.
knowing being a wizard and knowing cursed objects in just the span of living my life, I do consider throwing it into the lake for a minute.
This bitch cursed. Yeet.
Nothing good comes of that.
This would have been a lot shorter.
I call out to Kevin, and I say, Kevin, do you have a sec?
What do you want?
I usher him over,
He sort
and
of
I
like
say, can you?
does his little weasel hop over to you. He's like, "You got me out of bed. What do you want?"
If you put this in your mouth, I might pay you.
Do you think I'm just like a guy who puts stuff in his mouth for money?
Can I hear this conversation?
Make a perception check.
Come on, baby.
Let me see if I hear this conversation too, because nobody's poisoning my little boy.
7.
Okay. You probably don't hear it going on.
Okay.
This is
I
like
will say that
you probably heard Ambrose call Kevin over, but you don't hear what they're talking about.
12.
12. You definitely heard Kevin sort of scurry off of you and be called over by Ambrose. At this point, I would say you're hearing sort of every other word, but maybe not getting a full down low on the conversation. It's like, so you want me to, like, I guess I don't have a mouth big enough to put a whole ring in there.
Just put part of it in your mouth. It's important
Just, like,
wizard
pick it
shit.
up?
Like just stick it in there. I'll give you a gold for it.
Yeah, okay. And he sort of like scurries over and picks it up and then like looks up at you and you can see his like little ferret head just has this large band of gold sort of sticking out of the front of the mouth. He's like, I call it off for you?
I'm looking at him real closely to see if anything's happening, and I assume I don't see like any cursed energy firing out or anything.
Absolutely not.
Okay, you can drop it.
Alright, where's my gold?
I pull a gold out and say, here you go, thanks.
Sort of runs up and grabs it in his teeth and just sort of drags it backwards away over towards Oleander.
Oh man, are you doing a side hustle?
Yeah, put this in your coin purse. This is for us.
Okay. So proud of you, Kevin.
I'm going
Way
to
to go, getter.
seeing it end. I'm gonna whisper just back at Ambrose. Thank you.
I pick up the ring, and I slowly nod in that way that wise old wizards do, which I would like to be one day. And then I walk over and I give it to Gundren.
So much of wizarding is just talking to jewelry.
Thank you. And he sort of holds it and then like looks down at his hand and just
I hadn't thought about that.
puts it on the middle finger instead right
yeah.
next to it. Just
You got 9 more.
Yep.
Where did you find this?
In the road.
Jesus. Seems
But-
like it's been months ago.
It's yours now. I mean, it always was, but
That's
you've
fair.
been reunited.
Thank you. It means a lot.
Give him a little pat on the back, and I set up my bedroll on the opposite side of where he is, on the other side of the fire.
At this point, you look over and notice that like Gundren is just sort of like sitting cross-legged on the ground and doesn't really have a bedroll. He's just sort of like sort of rolled up onto the side and sort of pushing rocks and dirt out of the way to make himself comfortable on the grass here.
No, that will not do.
What? No, I'm fine.
No, you know what? I'll give him mine, because I'm a satyr and I can just sleep.
You don't have to do that.
No, it's fine. I used to sleep in the trees all the time. You take it.
You used to sleep in the trees?
I don't know what I did to deserve the lot of you, but I sound like I'm just repeating myself. I was gonna say sound like a broken record, but they don't know what a record is. It's like D&D. As you gather your things and prepare for sleep, making sure that Gundren's comfortable. Anybody keeping watch? Who's taking first watch, etc.?
I can take first watch since I'm just chilling anyway.
Okay.
And me and Kevin can take second watch.
Sure. And then third watch.
Me and Winchester. Or
I was gonna say if you want to sleep, I could
okay.
with Winchester.
Yeah. Glass and Winchester can take the last one.
Cool. As you all bed down for a little while, Ambrose, go ahead and make a perception check for me as the rest of your friends bed down, get comfortable, and one by one slowly begin to snore and make those small sounds of comfort.
14.
14. Glance around. There's the soft sort of sound of the waterfall off in the distance where the edge of that small pond leads over the small cliff and delves into the ravine that leads this trail back in the direction of Ymix's cave. But aside from that and the sound of the insects at night and the occasional bat and crow, quiet. It's a comfortable place to sleep. Certainly no more owl bears. The occasional of fish jumping in the night, catching insects hovering over the water. It's comfortable. Do you have anything you'd like to do or take care of during your 4-hour watch? You do, I will say. I'm so sorry. I forgot to mention this. In the bag of holding, there was a lot of sort of just random knickknacks that sort of fell out as you dumped it out. Among them, 20 gold worth of incense, another 10 gold worth of fine paper, and 5 gold worth of ink.
Is how much gold worth of fine paper?
20. There's a lot of paper just out. A lot of it just sort of falling out in these large bricks that are sort of wrapped around with like these rawhide straps, almost as if a book without binding, but all the pages blank.
That would certainly be for you. I think. Right?
Rubbing paper all over my face. Would I be able to study my compendium more during this watch?
Yeah. So if you'd like to, you can study the compendium more, which is going to be a check to see if you're beginning to sort of elucidate some of the stuff within that cipher that's present. Additionally, with the presence of this paper and ink, since it is fine paper, any of the spells that you found that are copied down in Glassstaff's book, or any of the spell scrolls that you have, you would be able to copy into your spell book if you wanted to during this period.
Ooh. That's a really good idea.
So I'll give you basically till the end of like our whole rest to sort of look through those options and figure out that as you will. As you conclude your rest and sort of look through those, you wake up the next person in the watch, which would be Oleander and Kevin. As you put Ambrose to bed, even though you're still sort of sitting there figuring your stuff out, go ahead and make your perception check.
All right, and I'm assuming because there's two of us, I can make 2 checks.
Yeah, you can either roll with yours or Kevin's check with advantage, or one for each of you with each of your different modifiers.
I'll
for
do
perception.
one for each of us because I feel like that's a little bit more interesting. So we both have the same perception stat. So it's going to be plus
easy
1
enough.
for each of us.
Makes the math easy.
Yep. So mine was, it's going to be an 18, and Kevin's is, oh my god, you got a 19. He's just a little more eagle-eyed than I am.
He is the eyes in the back of your head as you sit up by the campfire, and he perches comfortably in the sort of hood and collar of your clothing. As you look out around you, the area is quiet. There's nothing that seems to be amiss, aside from the soft sounds of the pond and the nature around you, and your friends sleeping soundly. Your watch goes uninterrupted.
Lovely.
Is there anything that you would like to do, take care of, discuss, figure out during this watch?
Well, one thing is I've been taking a lot of the swing shift watches, so I'm the idea is I'm kind of trying to become more comfortable with the idea of taking shorter amounts of sleep more often, power napping essentially. So I while I'm doing that, I guess let's see. I do have a dragon chest set that I really haven't busted out yet. It's something that I've had on my person, but I haven't really had a chance to play. And I'm like, hey Kevin, do you know how to play dragon chess?
I mean, I'm not necessarily that good at it, but I mean, we got time. Might as well learn, huh?
Hey, I'm not good at it either. We can be awful at it together.
All right, set it up. Let's go.
Sure.
So, what is Kevin's intelligence modifier?
His intelligence modifier is it's +0.
Okay, and what is your intelligence modifier?
+2.
Okay, cool. So as you sit and begin to sort of shuffle the pieces into their starting positions, and by the light of the campfire, quietly under your breath, move the pieces to and fro and start a game of dragon chess between yourself and your familiar. Kevin just sort of says, hey, I don't really know how to say this because it's not really my thing. It's not something I do, but you stood up for me back there in the castle when that, well, I guess doppelganger took a pot shot at me. I don't know. Thank you. Nobody's ever really done that for me.
We're a team, and like, you're as much of a sentient being as the rest of us. Just because you come from an infernal realm doesn't make you any less of a person. I mean, goodness knows, I've probably spent a lot more time with folks from that neck of the woods than the usual people. I don't know. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're wrong here.
Yeah. And also, I mean, like, she shouldn't.
No, it's bullshit, right? She just shot right at me. I didn't do anything to her.
Who the heck does that? I'm like ready to go. I'm like another warlock, and I'm ready to be like, yeah, let's do it. Super cool fight.
Yeah,
and she's
she,
like, no.
You didn't go for. She didn't even have a familiar.
She didn't even have one. It's not fair. It's ridiculous.
It's weak shit.
That's what. Yeah. Who does that?
Shit's weak.
This is why I pick on people who look as powerful or more than me, because otherwise it feels sucky. I don't know. Whatever. I don't judge how other people do business, but I mean, I am judging a little bit right now. Between us, circle of trust.
No, I mean, I am too. I'm judging right there with you. Listen.
Ridiculous. Anyways, yeah, totes, anytime, absolutely.
That's not necessarily something that anybody's ever done for me, and I don't really know how to feel about it, or I don't really know how to feel about us talking about it right now.
You can feel whoever you want. I'm never gonna be. I don't want to be one of those creepy bosses who like forces you to be my friend or anything. But we we're
professional,
team, and yeah, I'm gonna stick up for you if you're ever in a bind. So
listen,
don't worry about
one
it.
professional to another here. I got to be honest. Like back home, I'm nothing big. I don't really have anything going on for me, but here with you and your friends, and
well,
by the way, your friends are crazy. Your friends are fucking crazy.
Yeah. Oh my god.
No, they're like really crazy.
Yeah, they're what's the phrase? Madder than a tree full of monkeys on laughing gas. But
I don't even know what any of that means, but you're right.
Yeah, but that's okay. It's important to keep your friends close and your weirder friends closer.
He just sort of takes a second as he stares at the board ahead of you, and then just sort of moves a couple pieces, puts them back, and then moves one more, and says, as he's sort of holding the piece in his hands, trying to decide if he wants to like actually let go or not, sets it down and lets go. I got a feeling that like with all you, there's something important going on.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, these folks are just trying to live their lives and make something of themselves. I'm kind of more just, I guess I'm more running from something, but that's
I mean, I got
that's
filled
a
in
lot
on
of
the whole family business. That's
yeah,
a little rough.
it's complicated. It's a whole deal, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to face that eventually. I know my sister's getting married soon, and like I haven't talked to her in just
Yeah, the boss said
ages.
something about that.
Yeah. It's and she, we weren't like the closest, but I guess I should like turn up. It's just kind of it's awkward,
I mean, it's up to you. If I didn't like somebody, I wouldn't fucking go to the wedding. So.
Yeah, but it's this whole family thing. It's a function.
Yeah.
They're gonna everybody else is gonna be angry if I don't go, and this whole thing about like killing my asshole dad and like I need to prove that I'm like
You
a
got some
reasonable.
baggage.
Yeah, it's
We got to talk about that at some point because if I'm gonna be hanging out with you, I got to be like on your level. I feel like I'm on your level, but like I gotta kind of know why. So, anyways, all I gotta say is thank you. You stuck up for me. Nobody ever does that. I feel like I'm part of something important, and I don't know. I was unsure about you at first.
yeah.
I mean,
Thanks.
even
thanks
more
for
so
joining the
about your
team.
friends, but I mean, I kind of like the crazy. It's fun.
Yeah. That's what us troubleshooters are all about.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Anyways, go ahead and make an intelligence, just straight intelligence check. Roll a d20 and add your intelligence.
Okay. I got a. Oh, that's gonna be a 21.
21. The conversation is cut short by you putting Kevin very, very quickly in check. And then checkmate. He says, hey, listen, you're the brains of the operation. I concede. We'll play it.
Hey.
Like I
that's
said,
cool.
I don't know what I'm doing here, but hey.
No, it's fine. Hey, the great part is if we're gonna be honking and bonking all around this this countryside, we've got plenty of chances to practice and stuff.
That's right. Sun's starting to come up. You might as well
Yeah. Let's wake up.
wake up the dog and the girl.
Hey, Bree, it's your turn. I gotta
No,
catch the other 20 of my winks.
no, Glass, you go.
I changed my mind. No, okay. Yeah, I'd said I would do it.
Oh, you
Oh,
did?
okay.
Okay, that's my bad. I forgot.
Glass,
Whoop, I'm up.
look at the watch.
I roll until I'm standing. And all right,
Okay.
Winchester. Let's watch.
As you sort of sit up and scoot yourself towards the fire and warm your hands by it, Winchester just sort of doesn't quite get up, but just sort of lays on all fours and shuffles over to where he can just sort of put his head on your lap and just falls sideways next to the fire, warming his tummy.
Oh,
It's pretty cute. Make a
Okay.
perception check.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, was I doing this with advantage because of him?
What's Winchester's perception? If you want advantage, you can do it, or you can each roll separately, or he can roll twice. It's up to however you want to do it.
Right.
I already rolled once, but
He's got a +2 to wisdom. I think that's whatever you want to do.
so
If you want to just roll with advantage, that's fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
just roll advantage. That's easier than giving all these little ads their own turn.
all right, much better. 21.
Okay. As you are sitting and enjoying the quiet around you, it's still peaceful. Your watch goes whatever words are. Your watch goes uninterrupted. Is there anything that you would like to do during this time?
I will grab the empty frame out and if I can coax Winchester along with me, go over to the lake and just try to get him to sit like near the lakeside for a portrait. Try to get the sun with its like reflection in the water, next to him.
I just got a nosebleed, so I'll be right back.
Oh
my
my god!
If
Whoa.
Sorry, everybody.
Oh, okay.
This is full contact D&D.
Oh my god.
You're
We
not
made him imagine so hard he burst a blood vessel.
It's normal, okay? People just get nosebleeds sometimes.
I hope he doesn't die.
I get that. That happened to me the other day.
Yeah, he got a nosebleed the other day.
Isn't that crazy?
I mean,
Don't die.
I got him sometimes when it's too dry, so I feel
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's
So
part
how's
of it.
everybody in the chat doing?
How's it going?
Woo!
How's your weekend been? Hey, I hope, in case y'all didn't catch it last night, I did a little video game stream. You can check it out in the VODs and also on our YouTube channel. I really enjoyed doing that. So
If you like video
if
games.
you like videos, James, give it a look.
Man, yeah. That rules.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh my gosh.
So I have frequent and crazy nosebleeds. Just to avoid any sort of Twitch violation that probably happens with blood or something, let's go ahead and go to our break, and we will
Hey,
come back in
great
like 15
timing!
minutes. It's perfect timing because we're an hour and a half into the 3-hour show, so
Oh.
we will catch you all in just a minute. I'm so sorry about the body malfunction. We'll catch you all in just a little bit. It
All
is
right.
now 8:30. We'll see you at 8:45. Take care. Go ahead and donate if you can. I'll try
we're
to
close to
fix my
3K.
body in the meantime.
Yeah, we're
Bye,
really close.
everybody.
Like $40 away from 3K.
Yeah.
So we can hit that tonight.
All right. That being said, catch you all in just a moment. See ya.
Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. We are in the middle of episode 20 here as the party is making their way away from Cragmaw Castle and heading in the direction of Phandalin with their friend Gunter Rockseeker, the dwarf who had set them on this venture in the first place, happily in tow, thankfully safe, living, and ready to take them back to Phandalin and then show them the entrance to Wave Echo Cave so that they can try to secure it before this character, whoever they may be, the Black Spider, secures it first. On their venture home, they were having a variety of conversations and had just arrived at the pond where they had encountered Crosha, their turtle druid friend, and were beginning to take a long rest, set up camp, and have a few discussions. As we left off, Glass and Winchester were just sort of chilling by the fire, and Glass had pulled out the empty frame to take a photo of Winchester by the side of the pond. As you do so and you take the snapshot, what does it look like?
Landscape. Just kind of a close-up of like Winchester's, like three, not full body, 3/4 in the frame. I'm describing this like it's a real picture. Sorry.
You use what you know.
Yeah, like a little, kind of sand, and then just the lake with or the river, whatever, the body of water with the sun being reflected, in it, kind of behind him, warm sunrise light behind him, and he's just kind of like looking up forward.
I imagine the empty frame and speak the command word and sort of freeze that moment of your own perception in the frame there. There's this strange sort of catch of the light where it's just sort of dark enough around you that the backlighting in Winchester's eyes is still present, that sort of almost cat-like reflection in the back of them, leading them to almost be this flat white color while the sun is sort of coming up behind at the same time. And it leads to a very eerie photo for being as comforting and warming as like a setting as it is and as beautiful as it is. The presence of this dog with the three sort of reflective eyes staring right back at the viewer is strangely unsettling, except for you and the group of your friends who know exactly who that is, and it looks like looking at a portrait of an old friend.
We gotta draw this later.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Cool.
As you all wake up from your long rest, we are all level 4, baby.
Woo!
Strong and huge.
So, first and foremost, we're going to go ahead and roll for HP. Who wants to go first? And as a reminder, we are doing the roll and hedge method where I will roll, you will roll. You can either take yours or guess at what mine is. I will tell you what mine is as long as it is not a... Or I will tell you what mine is if it's a 1. Otherwise, it's a gamble.
Great. I'll go first if nobody else will.
Sure.
Yeah, take it.
Cool. All right. So I roll. What do I roll? Sorry, I'm spacing.
It is whatever
It's a
your hit die
D8.
is. I think for you it's a D8.
Yes. Come on. Give me something high here. Oh, wow. I got a 4.
Okay. Would you like a 4 or would you like whatever I rolled?
Big bucks, no whammy, baby. I'm going to go with you.
Good choice. I rolled a 6.
Ooh.
Nice. That brings my hit points up to 24.
Nice.
Yeah.
The beefiness continues. Okay, who would like to go next? And let me know what your hit die is. I think I know everybody's. I think Glass is D8, Ambrose is D6, and Breeze a D10. Is that correct? Or is everybody else a D8?
Trying to find where it is.
Yes, I'm a D10.
I forget Rangers are so beefy in this game. It's ridiculous.
They can be, apparently. So let's
You
see.
have the same hit die as a fighter, so...
It's 1d10 per my level.
Yep.
And a paladin.
So I'm doing 4.
No,
Nope,
you
just the
roll.
one. The other ones were already rolled on the other levels as you leveled up.
Okay, that
I got
makes
40.
a lot more sense.
So when you were rolling your HP, just add whatever the HP is into that box. Your Constitution modifier, all that other kind of stuff will be added for you in
Okay.
D&D Beyond. So, yeah. What did you roll? And you were rolling a D10?
I rolled an 8.
Okay. Do you want to keep
I
your
think-
8, or...
I'm gonna keep my 8.
That's a good call.
Cool.
That's awesome. That's a great roll for HP.
yeah. That's
Okay, Glass or Ambrose, who's next?
I'll go.
Sure. You're a D8, right?
Right. D8.
Oops, I missed the box entirely. Cool.
I got 5. Oh, pretty good.
I got a 5 too.
Oh, what the? I was okay. Yeah, nothing. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to jinx anything.
okay.
Cool. And then Ambrose, go ahead and roll your D6.
Is it a D6? Because I can't find it on my character
I
sheet.
think that it is. I
Okay.
think that wizards and
Sounds alright.
sorcerers are the same. Let me double check
Okay.
really fast.
Yeah.
Pretty sure a wizard's a D6. I would be shocked if it was anything different.
Yeah.
Class features for a wizard. Yeah, 1d6.
Okay,
Cool.
cool.
So go ahead and roll your d6. I just rolled a d6 already. I will tell you straight off the bat I got a 1. So
Okay.
whatever you roll is probably what I would take.
Okay. Big bucks, no whammies. Papa needs a new pair of shoes. That's a 5.
Hey, that's way better than a 1. Nice.
Okay.
There you go.
I'll take that. Two.
Cool. And so as the rest of you wake up from your rest, Glass and Winchester being already awake and sort of pushing on into the next day, you're all feeling a little bit better, a little bit stronger. And for some of you, some of the ideas about your the magic and the way that you can sort of pull it from the weave and manipulate the world around you, you've been working on these things for a while. And everything you learned in that castle has sort of concreted some of these ideas for you. So I think that a few of you did get extra spells. I don't think, aside from the ability score improvement, anybody really gained any extra abilities. But yeah, are there any other additional things that changed for anybody?
Just the spells.
Think
Spells, baby.
so. Is this a proficiency bonus change for everybody?
Yes.
Nope, that's level
No.
5.
Okay. just
No,
kidding.
that is one more level, yeah. So, as far as I'm aware, yeah. Wizards. Do wizards even learn a new spell?
Wizards?
Oh, you gain
Yeah.
a third second level slot. And
Yeah,
you
and
also
a cantrip.
gain your usual 2 things. Oh, you also gain a cantrip. You do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Me too.
Nice. Cool. So, I would assume that everybody already knows what they have. If you have any questions or anything, you want to talk about anything, we can do that since we're sort of leveling up live on stream at the moment. But aside from that, if there's no concerns, qualms, etc., we can proceed into the next day. But if you do
Are we
have
going to talk
questions,
about the
feel free
spells
to
we
ask.
picked up, or are we just going to go and drop them when we pop them?
I think we can drop them when we pop them.
Drop it.
All right.
Drop it.
I think that's fair unless you specifically have like a question about one. But aside from that,
No, I'm-
it's way more fun to be like, I picked this up in my sleep. Pew!
Right.
All right.
Oh yeah.
So, you wake up refreshed, comfortable, feeling much better the next day as you look over and all of you sort of stretch and feel the warmth of the sort of morning sunrise waking you up. The sound of frogs, crickets, the etc. around the pond welcoming you to the next day. Gundren is looking much, much better than he was the day before. He has now only 2 levels of exhaustion instead of 3.
Yay!
Yay! The dark circles under his eyes are receding very slightly. They went from 90% to 70% here, and
Good.
beyond that, you have the rest of the day to travel ahead of you. It's going to be about a half a day from here to the cave where Yimik was, and another couple hours from there to the road.
Cool.
Anything to take care of or do, or think about or anything before you take off?
Nothing I can think of. I'm
Yeah.
ready to go.
Yeah.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed am I.
Okay.
Yeah.
To retcon. Just a tiny bit. I'm sorry to do this. This has no impact on gameplay, nothing like that. This is just a flavor thing that I
Bree,
forgot to do
you
as a
died.
DM.
What were we
Bree
supposed to remember?
has been dead for the last 3 episodes, and I forgot to mention it. No. Oleander, as you spend time with this devil's horn, focusing on it, thinking about it, feeling it out, you hear a very familiar, comforting voice sort of come into your mind as you flip it through your fingers and roll it back and forth, get used to the balance of it. I feel like that's going to be something we could really make good use of, don't you think?
Oh yeah.
Now go out there and make some marks in my name with it, will you?
Let's get horny, baby. I'm sorry, sir. I was
Don't
just
know what that
I
means.
apologize.
I'm going
sorry.
to have to speak to HR.
No, I didn't mean it like. Oh god.
Actually, no, that's bad because HR are just the union busters of the union, and that's bad. I'm going to get rid of them.
Yeah, HR in hell. I can't even imagine what
Oh,
that.
geez.
It's even worse. The most triple, quadruple faced human creature things. in the world.
Hellish resources.
Yeah.
Inhumane resources.
Oh! Save
Welcome
that
to the
for
IHR
send to
department.
Avernus.
It seems like you've only been screaming for 3 hours a day instead of 4. But yes, as you feel yourself connect with this weapon, there's a pleasant sort of warmth that flows over you that is identical to the feeling that you have had every time you've sort of been shunted in and out of the 10th Lord of Nine's office, as it were. And you get the idea that whatever sort of unholy union you've made with this accoutrement is very much blessed by your patron.
Feels like I just got back a part of me I didn't know I was missing.
For the rest of you, as you pack up your things and prepare your camp for travel, putting out your fire and sort of dashing out any remaining embers, anything anybody would like to do at the start of the day, whether it be new spells you'd like to prepare or things you'd like to talk about or discuss with the day's journey ahead of you?
I think so. I'm gonna. I guess if I wanted to change Winchester's form, would now be the.
I believe so. Let me look at the rules, because this is still something confusing to me.
Once for long rest, I know.
I just need to put a bookmark on this page.
While you're looking at that, maybe I'm gonna sidle over in the cart to Ambrose. Did you learn any free spells?
I think I may have some new insight into some stuff that might be helpful the next time we're in combat.
Cool. I'm gonna.
I like
Go ahead.
pull my hat down and like get real close and I say, "Have you ever wanted to breathe fire?"
Yup. Cool.
Let's go pick some fights.
and flowers. And I'm gonna look out of the car,
Oh my
and I'm gonna
God.
look for a flower and try and cast a mage hand and see if I can catch one and bring it back.
As you do, and you sort of look out in the direction of the flower, Ambrose, you watch as Glass just sort of glances in the direction of this patch of flowers, and you're just sort of busy writing something in your book or packing up your belongings, not really sort of paying attention to the usual yammering of Glass because it's incessant and never stops. And as you sort of
Glass.
glance up to the side,
The
used to
voice
this,
in my head is me.
We're friends.
used to the constant talking. Almost like one of the small pieces of a dandelion, an entire wildflower just sort of is just hovering its way over to you. No mage hand visible.
Whoa.
What?
Oh.
I don't know what you're doing, but it's sick.
How'd you do that?
That is you, right?
Impressive.
Yeah, I don't either.
I draw my sword.
Flower.
I don't.
Ah!
As it quietly sort of rests in your hand and you take it, you saw your mage hand go out there. Was this sort of spectral representation of your own paw-like hand?
Looks at must
This
be-
is not in the description of the thing at all. If you're looking for
Okay.
something, it's not there.
We're good.
Isn't that cool?
It is, but also I'm a little scared now.
Yeah, that's I've never seen anything like that before.
About time
Oleander,
or-
you specifically have maybe not seen this in person, but have heard of parlor tricks and have heard of people who are capable of various feats of
Yeah,
telekinetic
yeah, like
ability.
Yeah, that's You planning to take that show on the road there, Glass? I've heard
We're on
about
the
it.
road.
Yeah, I've heard about levitation and stuff like that before, but I've never actually seen it done from a moving vehicle. That's wild.
I mean, it's just mage hand.
As Glass says this, all of you are confused because you didn't see a mage hand. You've seen this very simple spell cast by many people in the past, but there was no visible spectral hand plucking anything. It was just a flower floating from point A to point B.
Glass, I don't know what you're seeing, but none of us are seeing your hand, your mage hand. It just floated over here on its own. You do realize that, right?
Only just now, when you told me, because I saw it.
Well, take our word for it. Like, we couldn't. That's really weird. Okay, Ambrose, you know anything about this kind of thing? You're the smart one.
I assume I probably do.
Make an Arcana check.
People of especially
Intelligence
cool
checks.
brain they cast invisibility.
That's a 27, so I hope I know something about it.
Jesus!
Nope, you
You
said
levitate
I don't
your
know
own
nothing
flower.
about this. I'm just a big old goat.
I don't know shit.
As the concept of mage hand being cast by someone but being invisible to others is broached, you immediately sort of go into this train of thought that is something that many people in the papers that you've read and the various books that you've looked through have described as various forms of latent telekinesis. But without a visible component to the spell, or without Glass even muttering words under his breath or making any sort of arcane gestures aside from just sort of pulling and pushing the hand, there's a strange, almost second level to this beyond what just a normal cantrip would be.
Man. You could pickpocket so easily with that.
You're right. I'm gonna try and pickpocket Bray with Mage Hand.
Yeah, this might be something.
Go
we
ahead
wanna
and make your
practice.
sleight of hand check with your spellcasting modifier with disadvantage. Bree, make your perception check with advantage because he is saying this right in front of you.
No, I did not say that. I did not say I'm gonna try and pickpocket Bray.
Uh-huh.
But either way,
Do I see this?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
what are we seeing?
You pickpocketing?
No, but with Mage Hand.
Oh, true. That's
Oh
4.
my god.
Wow.
Cackling.
I might as well check to perceive as well. Hold on. Let's all stare at this theft.
Yeah. Well, I rolled a nat 20 on perception, so.
Well,
Bree and I definitely going on.
14 on my disadvantage sleight of hand check.
That's still pretty good. Bree, you staring directly at glass don't see a thing, but you do immediately feel sort of a tug at your back pocket over where your coin purse would be, just sort of affixed to the side of your belt. And you watch as Glass's eyes sort of like dart down to that area and then back up to yours, and back and forth.
I'm just gonna like slap a hand over my coin purse and go, "Come on, man! It's got to be honor among thieves."
Okay, I was just practicing. Maybe if I had better influences.
Wow. Okay.
I learned it from you.
Listen, I think throughout 20 episodes we've established that everybody here is a very, very good aligned character, and there's no moral gray area whatsoever among any of us. So,
We're puckish rogues. It's fine.
yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. As the morning begins, and the rest of you begin sort of setting up, loading up the cart, beginning your trip outward, is there anything else anybody wants to do before you hit the road and start making your way back to Phandalin with Gunter in tow?
Yeah. So can I change Winchester now?
Oh yeah, I was looking that up. The book is open right now. When you finish a long rest, you can summon a different primal beast. Yeah. Whenever
Cool.
you finish a long rest, that is, I don't think it requires anything, so you're going to do it.
Cool. I'm just gonna warp him back into an owl for right now.
Okay. As you wake up from your rest, there is remnants of a dream left in your mind of that sort of transition occurring. And as you open your eyes and look out at the world, he is already shifted from his wolf form to his elf form.
Cool.
Can I? Speaking
Sorry for the loud
Dog
dogs
form.
outside.
Can I? And if I need to like spend time looking at this, that's
Oh, I'm
fine,
sorry.
but-
I totally forgot to ask you. I was going to say if you wanted to look or scribe any spells into your spell book last night, you were welcome to do so, and we
Oh,
never
yeah,
came
that's
back
it.
to you. Did you decide on any?
I did, but I forgot the name immediately. One moment. Wait. Yes. Magic weapon. It's the only one of that level I can actually learn. So.
Okay, cool. It's a very cool one. So go ahead and mark off. I forget how much stuff, but I trust you to look at your wizard stuff and mark off the right amount of gold and stuff to do that. And as such, you now have that as one of your preparable wizard spells. And as the morning breaks and you sit down to study your spells and prepare them for the day, you can choose that if you would like to.
Sick.
And then, Oleander, did you picked new spells, correct, as well?
Yes, I did. They're already entered into my page.
Cool. You're all set. Just making sure nobody gets left behind here.
I was gonna say, do I need to spend time with this staff that I got before
You
I
do.
can go to
I
charge
I
it?
kind of glazed over everybody doing their attunement the night before. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
figured everybody sort of went their separate ways, spent a little bit of time, sat there, focused on things. Um, as you did such, you definitely felt a strange tug of the arcane that sort of washed over you, and as such, it granted a new view for you into some of your spells that you already know how to cast that are of the abjuration school. This being a staff that positively hums with nothing but abjuration magic within and without. Okay,
Cool.
the music suddenly.
There it is.
So, as we all level up, and I know this is a tough thing to do on air, are we all set to begin our journey into the day for the next traveling section here? Cool.
So,
So, who is driving the cart as you all hop on and begin your travel for the rest of your return back to Phandalin?
I can drive again. It's fine.
Remembering your route from before, it's going to take probably the full day's 8-hour travel today, a rest, and then another 8-hour travel to get the rest of the way back to Phandalin. But as this first day commences and you begin to drive, Oleander, proceeding ahead, keeping the two horses in line. It's a quiet day. I do need for someone to go ahead and roll a d8 for the weather for me, though.
I was going to ask about that.
I think I rolled last time.
Bree, do you want to roll?
I'll roll it. 5.
This is not a terribly different day from one of the ones that you had on the way up here. It's very sunny, but the occasional cloud sort of blots out the sun. Sun and sky, scun, same time.
Scun.
The scun blots
That
out
sun
the
next
sun
to-
at what feels like the most opportune moments. Just when you're getting too warm, a shade falls over you, cools you off just a bit as you continue. A warm breeze sort of blows by. Although there is like a degree of sweat sort of collecting under your armor and your cloaks and such, it remains pleasant thanks to the wind and the occasional cloud cover. This is a really nice day. You're having trouble, despite all the pressure and all of the anxiety that you're feeling trying to get back to Phandalin as soon as possible, not feeling a little upbeat just with the sort of beautiful fall autumn landscape around you and the open road.
Lovely.
I'm sitting in the back of the cart and I'm just like being a very like camp girl, and I'm like whittling toothpicks with a knife in the back. Give one to
my
Gundren.
gosh.
I've had this piece of... I don't even know what it is, what they fed me back there, but it's been stuck in the back of my... It's been like a week now, I swear to God. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then he just sort of like pops in his mouth and leans back and
Oh,
grabs
yeah.
a little bit of that bedroll that one of you had offered the previous day and pulls it over his head and just starts sort of napping in the sun in the back of the cart. It's comfortable. For those of you who aren't actively driving or doing anything, this is beginning to feel, despite the stress of getting where you need to go, a little bit like a vacation between days.
I will sidle up next to Bree and say, where'd you learn to whittle?
I don't know. I don't know if anybody particularly taught me, but back in the high forest, everybody did it. It's a way to pass the time.
My sister loved to whittle. Loves to. She's fine, I think. I haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah? Like,
Yeah.
how long?
been probably like 2 years.
Damn.
Yeah. It's fine.
Is she still back with the rest of your family?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, they're all together.
So, I mean, kind of begs the question, why?
Yeah, so she loved to whittle, and I mean, I learned a little bit from her. It's cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all. Yeah, I better go look out the back of the cart. Throw my feet over and look out the back of the cart.
Like, see you do and just sort of gaze up into like the wispy blue, wispy clouds that sort of dot the sky ahead of you. There's that like sort of degree of like, I am a little awkward, but that's okay. These are friends. We don't need to be awkward with friends. Oleander, as you're driving the cart, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
It's a 3.
It's great.
Good.
That's a great roll.
No, it's not. That is a barefaced lie. It's not a great roll. Unless you're playing like golf.
As you're sitting at the front of the cart here on the sort of raised bench with the 2 horses ahead of you, Jesse and Big Rig, I remembered.
Yeah!
You catch yourself just sort of almost falling into slumber as you're just barely lightly holding the reins. The horses are smart enough to stay on trail, but you yourself, it's warm, there's that of like bugs sort of flying around your head. It's got that hot summer day sleepy kind of vibe to it, and honestly, it's just putting you to sleep.
Oh no.
The rest of you, as you continue, it's bright, it's sunny out, and then you feel like that strange sensation of when a cloud goes over the sun and everything goes dark for a brief moment and then comes back, but way too fast to be a cloud.
Oh no.
Would I have sitting looking out the back of the cart? Would I have seen it?
Perception checks for everybody.
All right.
Boy. Okay. Do I count in this? Because I already did a perception.
You
check,
already
okay.
did yours.
Yeah. No, I did not see this. I am
Not much better.
asleep at the wheel.
21.
Okay.
Yeah, 15.
15.
5.
5. Ambrose, you look up, relaxing in the back of the cart, just in time to see sort of cascading across the road just behind the cart a very strange shadow. It is just the shadow of all modern media references aside, just a human shape, almost in like a perfect like T shape, almost like a crucified form, just the shadow of that sort of hovering over the ground. And as you glance straight up, there's a massive winged beast with large antlers that sort of carve back over the head, casting this strange humanoid shadow.
Okay.
Not the sky, Jesuses.
I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh my.
I was joking about picking fights.
Well, hey, good chance to show off our cool moves.
Yeah. That's an 8, baby. I'm gonna write that down.
I got a 12.
I also need. I'll pick everybody's initiative up here in just a second. I need everybody to go ahead and give me. Hopefully the map is visible to everyone.
Mhm.
Yep.
I have Oleander here at the front. Who is sitting up on the thing with Oleander, if anyone? If not, who's in the back of the cart? And I'll just sort of arrange everybody there.
I can sit up there.
Okay.
I was narratively at the back of the cart.
Okay.
Same.
So I'll put Bree and Glass in the back, and then we'll put Gundren and Winchester there, and then I'll have Kevin just sort of off to the side here. Because I assume that he, as usual, is just sort of chilling on your shoulder, Oleander, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay. Initiative scores, then please. Ambrose first.
8.
8. Bree.
16.
Glass.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. 7.
These are not good. Kevin.
Oh, Kevin, right. You got a 9.
9. Oleander.
12.
And then Winchester is sharing your 16, right, Bree?
Right.
Cool. And then I need to roll for Gundren.
Oh god, yeah.
Hey, not too bad, Gundren with a 16. And then...
What is this thing?
I know, that description.
Yeah.
I don't like
Yep.
that.
But we're fighting Icarus.
Oh,
At the top of the order,
okay.
as we begin... is the music being super funky for everybody else?
Clipping, kind of.
It's
Okay.
a little crispy.
It's real
Yeah.
crispy. I'm gonna pause it
Two things. Oh, boy.
and resume it. Nope, she's still weird. Okay,
Nope.
that's fine. Hey, it's fixed. Cool. All right, so as we jump to the top of the order, we have Winchester and then Gundren right in a row with each other. Up ahead of you, as you watch this strange shadow of what looks almost like a crucified man just move across the dirt in front of you, and you look up, you see wide open wings and a full massive bird body of this creature, but where a avian head would be, like the head of an eagle or some sort of massive rock or other like giant winged creature, is almost a stag's head, like a deer in shape. And behind it, these long, curved, angled back antlers.
They're just gluing whatever animals they want together these days, huh?
Just put them all together. With that, looking up at all this stuff that you're seeing, Winchester is up first. What would he like to do?
So it's me and Winchester together.
Also, as a heads up, these creatures are there. They look scary. Some of you have noticed them, probably not all yet. And they have not really indicated that they're hostile, but that's up to you to decide if you want to attack first to make sure.
Well, you know what? I conveniently this morning turned Winchester into an owl. I'm gonna send him up into the sky just to kind of investigate and not necessarily engage, but just kind of get close and see what these things are all about.
Okay. So you have one of them that's sort of circled behind the cart here and is about, I would say, 50 feet or so behind you. Or, sorry, 50 feet or so directly up from you and 10 feet behind the cart. And the other one is far ahead of you. What is Winchester's flying speed as the owl?
I believe it is 60.
Okay. Yeah, then that
Yes.
would make him able to get within range if he wanted to do some sort of an attack, but definitely within enough range to get close enough to get a really good look at this thing.
Yeah. Can he fly up there and just take the dodge action?
Sure, that is easy enough to do. As he sort of makes his way up into the sky, he watches this other creature immediately begins to almost counter spin in the air. with Winchester, and the two of them sort of begin to circle each other as Winchester takes a defensive stance, and this creature lets out this horrifying, really low, deep, monstrous scream in the direction of both you, your companions, and Winchester. That being said, it is now Gundren's turn, who is just going to hit the deck of the cart, tuck his hands over his head, and take the dodge action for his turn. With that, then, Bree, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm just gonna hop out of the cart towards that one that's directly behind us there.
Okay.
So
as you hop out of the cart, you are now on the ground on your own 2 feet, and you can see this thing about 50 or so feet directly above you. At the moment, it is about noon o'clock here. The sun is sort of right as this thing sort of is circling around you. It is continuously sort of blocking out the sun ahead of you. And you catch yourself almost being caught in like this almost strobe effect of the shadow sort of washing over you time and again between him and Winchester, sort of making these circles.
I will. I don't want to be the one to hit first, so I'm gonna get my bow out and knock an arrow and just ready a shot for if the one behind us makes an aggressive move towards Winchester or me or anybody.
Okay, cool. So as soon as there's a sign of aggression, you will let loose that arrow. At the moment, as you pull back on the arrow, your hand begins to sort of shake, holding it in place. Your bowstring being taut and very, very difficult to pull back. With that, then, it is now the first of these creatures' turns, who is going to fly down immediately directly at the front of the cart over the top of these creatures. Ambrose, you sitting in shotgun here with Oleander as this creature lets out this awful low cry and flies directly at you. Its large talons sort of reach up underneath its massive bird body, and underneath you can see the wings have this sort of bluish tint to it with this reddish, almost rusty on the tips, and it has this large sort of like almost a mane around the neck that makes it look very sort of regal and stag-like with that sort of deer head in the front. And as it reaches forward with the talons, it goes to grab you by both arms. And it's going to attempt to grab you and yank you up. So with that, we need a contested grapple check here. So it's going to try to grab you with a... you need to roll either a athletics or a athletics or strength or dexterity or acrobatics check to, or I would just say dexterity to get out of the way.
Yeah, it's gonna be dexterity.
Okay.
I'm not the strongest. 17. Luckily.
17.
Maybe.
Luckily, as it swoops down and tries to grab at you, it does make a talon attack at you, unfortunately not able to grab you. So with that, it is a 14 to hit. What is your armor class?
Oh, it's 13.
Okay, so it does hit you with its talons, even though it doesn't manage to pick you up and drag you away, thankfully, which deals a total of 10 points of piercing damage to you.
Ow. That's not very nice. I don't like that at all.
Ow!
Reach flies down and tries to grab you. You're just left with these large, sort of, from its thumb claws, these long gashes in the front of your chest going from your armpits up, or it sort of try to grab under your arms. With that, as it flies out of your reach, you don't even get a chance to swing at it. None of you do. It seems like this doesn't provoke opportunity attacks when it flies in and out of your range.
Okay.
Yeah.
That being said, then, it is now 5, 10, 15, 20, about there, and I would say about 10 to 15 feet up off the ground. With that, Oleander, it is your turn. What would you like to do? I'll zoom in a little bit.
You know, what sucks is there is a spell I could have taken that would have been perfect in this exact scenario.
You
but I was
too, huh?
like, There's no way this will ever come up.
Oh, Earthbind or whatever it is.
Yeah. Oh, Earthbind. When the hell am I ever going to use this? Situational test.
That's one of those things that you're like, give it to the wizard. They have way too many spells.
Yeah, whatever. They've got it. I want to go for the flashies.
Exactly.
Okay, so question. So the first level spells I can use with my Devil's Horn. Do those count as actions or bonus actions?
Let's see. Let me pull.
I'd
the
like to
item
kick
really
off by
fast.
casting Mage Armor on Gundren, but also I want to actually attack one of these things.
I believe Mage Armor for this purpose with the Devil's Horn is according to the thing. Unless for whatever reason I continually have messed up, the description I wrote has a range of self.
It says...
If it doesn't say that in there, then that is something I intended to put, and like
yeah,
the
Mage
rest of
Armor
the
says
mistakes...
range area touch, so I can
So,
cast it on other people.
I'm thinking what happened is I made a bunch of edits to it, and either I didn't save it or I accidentally saved the wrong tab because I had a bunch of different tabs open and it overwrit some old stuff, but yeah, the range...
So that's only for self.
Yeah, the range for the Mage Armor with that is only for you.
Okay, in that case, it's time to bring out the big guns. Normally, I would ready my Eldritch Blast, but this time, because there's two of them, I have something a little bit different in mind. And let's see if I can do this. Yes. Okay. Oh shit. No, that won't work. That's for a humanoid. This thing ain't humanoid, is it?
It doesn't really look like it.
Hmm.
It looks like it's mostly bird with like a deer head.
Yeah, I think like Star Trek aliens.
Gosh.
It's like humanoid. I think. Anyway.
I ready Eldritch Blast.
You're just readying it, not firing it?
No, I'm gonna fire that
Okay.
shit. I charge up my Eldritch Blast. Spooky occult energy crackles from down my arms into the tips of my fingers as I aim at the weird collage of a beast that just attacked my good friend and horny crew member Ambrose. That's P2, correct?
Yeah, the one that just did a big swoop at Ambrose would be P2.
Okie doke, and I get a +7 on that because I'm using my horn, my Devil's Horn with this. It is this thing is gonna freaking hit. 7 + 7 is 14.
14 does hit.
Yes.
Barely.
Okay, and that's a 1d10 + 4 now.
Nice.
It just got a little bit more juiced up. And it's going to be a 3 + 4 is 7.
Nice. 7 points of damage to P2 as you slam into the side of this thing with kind of an insane amount of just eldritch energy. It just smacks it off of the side. It tumbles for a second and then rights itself in midair and looks back at the group of you and begins to sort of flap its wings backward, letting out that awful, horrible, low sound again. Beginning to dodge out of the way of the rest of your further attacks. With that, it is now the one that had dove already is going to make an attempt to grab you as well, Bree. So I need you, as this thing scoops down and tries to snatch you with its talons, to make a dexterity check or strength or athletics check.
Definitely we'll do a dex.
Would you get your attack before that happens or after?
I don't know. What do you think?
As this thing looks like it's coming right at you and you already have your arrow ready to go, while it's swooping directly at your face, you'd let it go. So go ahead and make your attack.
Okay. So attack roll first. Okay. That will be a 18 to hit.
18. 18 will hit for sure. Go ahead and roll some damage.
Okay. Yeah.
D10.
One day I'll hit, right?
Excuse me.
Oh, big. 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage. All right.
And then I guess I should make a dex. check.
Yeah, as you release the arrow, you see as it sort of catches into the wing, and it just sort of flaps the wing a little extra, and the arrow just sort of falls out of it and just tumbles to the ground. There's something going on here that's making them a little more resistant to whatever's going on there.
Okay.
So go ahead and make your dex check.
Good. 25.
25, yeah. As this thing sweeps down at you, trying to pick you up as well, it does hit you with its talons for a 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
Which deals a total of 8 points of piercing damage to you as it flies through your space, trying to pick you up, missing unfortunately, but scraping you with its talons instead. That being said, as it sort of begins to coast off in this direction, it is now about 20 feet away and about 25 feet up.
Okay. As he kind of kites off there, I'm just gonna shout after this creature and be like, "Doesn't have to be like this. We can talk if you can talk." All right, cool.
Yeah, it does not seem like reasoning with these things is going to really go down.
They can't talk. I tell everyone.
With that, then, it is now Kevin's turn. Ambrose, you're on deck. Glass after that. Anything Kevin's doing right now?
Yes. Can Kevin transform into a raven on this turn?
Yeah, that'll be his action, but he could definitely do it.
Cool.
Yes. I'd like him to transform into a raven since it seems like we're going to be a little bit aerial combat focused here.
Okay.
So the usual, you've heard the description before. He
Shifts,
and it kind of looks like there's weasel matter shifting to form the shape of a bird for a split second, and then he's a raven.
Cool. As this
Albeit with four
inky
eyes
black
and a little pair of
form
sunglasses.
with the 4 eyes and the black sunglasses just sort of like puffs up underneath your clothing, and you pull it down to reveal Raven Kevin underneath. He's now ready to go. What would you like to do? He has his movement, even though his action has been used.
He still has his movement. Okay. I'd like to send him out to...
Okay.
Hi, Reese. Hi, Reese.
Baby. A baby
A
kid.
rare appearance from our other cat, Reese.
Hi, Reese.
She's got a lot of things to say today.
She does. I'm going to have Kevin... let's see. Can I get him to, I guess, circle the cart and ready himself for another swoop in?
Sure. Where would you like to place him?
Let's place him right there is good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
like 10 feet to the east of the cart. Sounds great.
Okay. With that,
Be
then,
running
Ambrose,
interference.
you are up. You have your full turn, and then Glass, you're up after that. What would you like to do, Ambrose?
Okay, we're gonna do some wild shit.
Oh boy.
You asked about demonstrating new spells. I'm going to cast Blade Ward on myself,
Okay.
which until the end of my next turn, I have resistance against bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
Nice.
I assume it says weapon attacks, but I assume claws are a weapon.
They're considered natural weapons, yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna cast it on myself just to, since I'm at the end of the list here. I'd prefer not to. I prefer to not take another 10 points of damage.
Okay, cool. And that's your action, is that correct?
That's my action, and then I have a bonus action.
Okay, cool. Yeah, bonus action movement if you want it.
Well, I actually have a spell as a bonus action.
Okay, as long as it's a cantrip or under, you can totally do that.
I'm not sure. It just says casting time, 1 bonus action.
Which spell is it?
It's Dragon's Breath.
Dragon's Breath is a 2nd level spell, I believe.
Yeah.
So, in order to be able to cast a 2nd level spell, you can only cast a cantrip or do something else on that turn.
Oh,
So
well,
if you want to get rid of Blade
Blade
Ward...
Ward is a cantrip.
Oh, it's a cantrip. Okay, yeah, then
Yeah.
you're totally fine. Cool.
Oh,
I thought it
okay,
was a first
cool.
level spell. You're right. My bad. Cool. So, who would you like to cast Dragon's Breath on? You can do it on a familiar, a beast companion, one of your party members, Gundren, a horse, whoever you want.
Yeah.
It-
Four. Fire breathing Winchester.
I think that it has to be touch, so I think the closest is going to be.
You have Gundren,
Oleander.
Winchester, and Oleander within immediately
Yeah.
touch range.
Okay, I
Oh,
will.
Winchester's up in the
Yeah,
air.
Winchester's up.
Oh, that's right. He's.
Yeah.
I'll just tuck him out here for now, just to remind
Oh
you.
my god, are you gonna give me dragon breath?
I grab your shoulder
Uh,
and I say, "Dragons are really cool, right?" And
Yes.
I flick a what is it? A pepper from my spell pack into your mouth and pick.
Don't do that.
Cool.
oh,
As you choke to death.
what the? What?
Eat the pepper. Eat the spicy pepper, Oleander.
Guys,
What?
stop eating.
Wait, can I have some water?
Can I ask the player Iris which magical energy she would like, or do I have to pick that?
You would
Either
have
is
to
fine.
pick that at the time that you're
Okay.
casting it. I don't think there would be enough time during your turn to ask and receive a response.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just do fire then.
Okay, cool.
So
Sounds good.
For your information, Iris / Oleander, this is for a minute, so it's like 10 rounds of combat. You can use an action to exhale energy of the chosen type in a 15-foot cone. Each creature in that area has to take a dexterity saving throw, taking 3d6 damage of the chosen type on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one.
Okay.
Get blasting.
All right, will do, Chief.
Cool. So I went ahead and marked you down for concentration, Ambrose, and you for Dragon's Breath, Oleander. Awesome. There's your bonus action, and you also have Blade Ward up, which is Blade Ward concentration?
Question.
I believe that it is.
No, it isn't.
It isn't.
No, it isn't. No.
Okay.
It-
Just one round of.
Then I think you are A-okay. All of your spells. Yeah, it's not concentration. You're set to go. You have set your spells into place. You are protected from piercing and slashing damage, and Oleander now has the ability to breathe fire. Really cool. Do you
wow.
want to move at all or stay on the cart?
I'll duck and roll out of the cart.
Okay. Which direction would you like to go?
Let's go to kind of where Kevin is. Like I know he's not on the ground,
You
but
sort of tuck and roll under the some of the underbrush by this big tree. You sort of blot out your view of the sky above and where these enemies are harrying you, but you do find yourself feeling a little bit safer. With that, then, Glass, you now have your turn. What would you like to do?
What are did the horses just stop? Is that right? I mean, like, we're.
I am saying that because it makes it way less complicated.
Yes. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure because, like, for a little while I was like envisioning that we were having like a moving fight, and I was like,
Yeah.
That
You
seems
can if
awesome.
you all want to, because I've got a whole lot of road here.
oh wow, you really did.
But if you
No.
want to, we can do that. I'm just going to have to make animal handling checks for the horses every time to see
I
if they
do not-
decide to
no.
run into the forest. and
I,
hit a
the
tree.
driver, have pulled us to a stop. That
That's
sounds like a
what I
pain in
thought.
the ass.
Like I said, I was not looking for that to happen. Just
Stop asking the DM stupid questions.
Yeah, you want to die? You want to die? You in the jungle, baby?
Anyway. Boy.
I'm sorry, I'll never do an Axl Rose voice ever again.
I will peek out of the cart and just I don't know, take a look up at this P2, right near us.
Oh yeah, P2.
P2.
We all know him.
For I have no other name to call him by, or her.
Giant scary bird deer monster.
Yeah.
G
But
S
deer.
E D M.
Cool. What do you want to do?
And I will. I'm just looking at the spell. Components. I will cast Mind Sliver at it, which says components verbal, and I guess I will just hiss at it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Hiss straight
And
into.
that is the one
its
that's the closest to
brain.
you?
Yeah, to P2.
And then that's a save of some kind, correct?
Yes, intelligence 14.
And that's a... That is a 17. With a
Wow.
natural 18 minus 1.
Damn.
Dang.
So they're not that
Okay.
smart, but it rolled really good.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's, well, that was my action.
Doesn't take half on a save or anything.
Nope.
You can, if you want to. Remember, you can burn one of those slots, one of your doohickeys on your circlet to cast that cantrip as a bonus action. And then do something else on your turn.
Oh, right. Okay.
That is up to you. But that one spell slot
Could also
thingy is
do-
valuable, so it is your choice.
I see. Yeah, no, I'll just leave that as my action for now.
Okay.
And
You want to move?
I will, yeah, I'll hop out of the cart and get
Go
just like kind of 10 feet up and 5 feet left. Yep. And I will call out to Ambrose. Just, Ambrose, light him up. Light him up good. And I will give Ambrose some inspiration.
Awesome. So, Ambrose, you have that D6 of Bardic Inspiration die. At the top of the order here, then we have Winchester, who has taken owl form and just coasted to the sky now. What do you want him to do, as these creatures have very much made their malicious intent visible?
Yes. All right. I recognize that these things don't seem to take physical or at least piercing damage quite the way that I want them to, but it's all I've got to offer. So, I'm gonna have Winchester kind of circle around towards the one that Glass just hit, or didn't hit. And Winchester is going to distract this deer bird creature.
So just sort of flying up into the same space and just doing what he can to distract and doing the help action.
Yes, taking the help action, and then Bree, I'm
Your turn
going
will be
to-
after Gundren, who is
okay.
going to continue to try not to shit his pants after whatever he's experienced, and duck
poor
and cover and
baby.
take the dog action again. The dodge action. The dog action.
The dog
We
action.
all know about it.
We all know. Now it's your
That's
turn.
right.
Go ahead. Sorry. I thought you were further down the list. I should have just let you go. My bad.
No, it's fine. Yes. Bree, I'm then going to bonus action cast Hunter's Mark on P2.
Okay.
And then take another shot with my VO. And I guess so. I'm rolling with advantage now with Winchester.
Yeah, you would have advantage on this, the first attack, but if you have a second attack, not that one. No, you don't
I
have that
don't
yet.
with
You're
the bow
level
anyway.
4.
Yeah.
Sorry. Too many campaigns. Cool.
You can reroll that.
And then you are also concentrating on Hunter's Mark now. Good to know.
Boy. Okay, that is a lot. That's a 23.
Nice.
Hit.
Yeah, that definitely hits. Go ahead and roll some damage.
All right.
Take out your bow and track this thing, leading it just enough to where your bow sort of arcs in the air and collides with it.
All
Oh, hell
right. That is. Let's see. 15 damage.
15 points of damage. Unfortunately, again, it seems to almost bounce off of its hardened exterior. What looks like simple feathers are made of some sort of greater stuff and just don't seem to be pierced as strongly as you would have hoped by your non-magical means. But it still does take 8 points of piercing damage. And that was B2.
Okay.
Is that correct?
All right.
Which
that's
is
what I got.
getting it weakened for sure.
Yeah.
With that, then
Right.
it is that creature's turn, who is going to sweep down this time on Gundren
No!
Oh, no.
with disadvantage,
My baby.
but it is going to try to scoop him up. You are so lucky that he took the dodge action, because I just rolled a natural 20
Oh my god.
followed by a natural 2.
Oh.
So as long as Gundren doesn't roll based on his stats, which are 0 in all directions, as long as he doesn't roll a 4 or under, he will not be picked up.
Come on, Gandhi.
And that's a natural 17. Gundren
Okay.
manages to latch onto some of the wooden bars that lay underneath the seats in the back of the thing, and as this thing grasps around the back of his ankles and lifts them up in the air, he manages to like pull his legs away and just flops back hard into the back of the cart. Is not dragged away. Oleander, it's your turn. What would you? Oh, it does, however, get to make its attack on him with its claws, which does hit and does.
What is it? What was the roll?
So it was a 13 plus 5 is an 18 to hit Gundren's armor class, which is quite low.
Yeah.
I would say save your thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You would have to do a -8 to make it miss, which would be hard.
Which I can't.
Yeah.
Hard to do. Hard to get an
Gundren
8
does
on these.
take. Wow. Cool, dude.
Oh no.
Great rolls as a DM here. Gundren does take exactly 5 points of piercing damage, which is his HP. He is unconscious. Because I rolled double ones on my 2d4s, it is no further, and he is not worse than unconscious.
Yeah.
Gundren
Thank goodness.
begins to bleed out and is proving himself to be a liability once again. Oleander, you are now up, sitting in the cart next to Gundren as he is sort of swooped down on by this creature, as this one scoots up and then flies away in this direction. He's bleeding out on the ground. What would you like to do?
Okay, first off, can I stabilize him as a bonus action?
Actually, hang on. I rolled the grapple attempt with disadvantage, but I didn't roll the attack with disadvantage, and I wanted to make sure that I did that too, because he was taking the dodge action. I rolled a natural 17 twice on the attack, so...
Wow. Great.
Go ahead. What would you like to do?
Can I stabilize him as a bonus action before attacking?
Not as a bonus action, but you can stabilize him as an action, if you'd like to.
I'll be able to help him out on.
You can get him glass?
Yeah.
Okay. Then
I will say that communication requires both of your reactions.
Sorry.
That's okay.
That's fine.
That's fine.
These things have flyby. They don't do opportunity attacks anyway, so you're probably fine.
Yeah, in that case, I'm like, okay. And I feel, as I swallow this weird little ghost pepper that Ambrose just popped into my mouth.
I found it on the ground.
At first I'm like, what? But then I feel like a sort of warmth inside of me, like a forge, woofing into life, and I feel that heat rise, and it's like acid reflux, but like a good kind of acid reflux. And I'm like, oh. So
You're like
I stand up.
bad guy at a Nexium commercial.
Yeah, exactly. I stand up on top of the driver's seat of the cart so that I have maximum height, and I ready my fire breath to blow at one of the enemies on its next swoop downward.
Okay, as soon as it becomes in range of that, what is the range? Is it a 15-foot cone?
The range is a 15-foot cone, yes.
Cool. Good to know. So as you do that, you sort of take this big breath in, and you feel the sort of warm air begin to billow in your lungs. And Ambrose, as you sort of look over, standing up on the top of the cart, you watch as Oleander's throat seems to almost bulge, almost like a frog's does. And from within, you can see this like heavy, dark, warm, almost flame-like entity somewhere within the gullet that is just waiting to be released, and it's held there. You watch as Oleander almost begins to shake, just trying her hardest to hold this flame within.
Man, magic was a bad idea, actually.
Magic is scary shit.
Yeah.
With that, then, it is now this creature's turn, who is going to swoop down on... I think these two enemies are within the same range. Glass or Bree, one of the two of you, go ahead and give me an over or under. So that means one of the two of you picks either if you want the top half or the bottom half of the d20 I'm about to roll to decide if it attacks you or the other person.
I'll take under.
Okay. It hits Glass. As this thing swoops down, letting out that awful thing, it, instead of trying to pick you up this time, is going to try to gore you with its horns. As it does move at least enough forward to make a dive attack at you. So as it tries to hit you here, that is a 23 to hit.
Sure does.
Okay, so that is going to be, because it did move that extra bit of range, quite a bit of extra damage here. That is 16 points of piercing damage as the gore hits you, and then it will also try to rake you with its claws for a 10 to hit, which I think misses.
That does not hit, thankfully.
Yeah.
Because the first one took half my health.
Yikes.
And as it sort of rushes down, lowering its large, sort of almost golden-looking antlers at you, slamming into the side of you and just leaving these long rake marks across your chest, and you begin to bleed. It tries to scrape at you with its talons. You roll to the ground, hitting the dirt and rolling out of the side of the way, managing to escape that attack. And you watch as it pulls back further into the sky. Looking up, you see as it sort of winks out of existence and then comes back into being after sort of crossing the sun and just blinding you for a quick moment. With that, then, Kevin, you are back up. What would Kevin like to do?
Kevin would like to distract P2.
Okay, go for it. As Kevin is in his weasel form?
Bird form.
Bird
Yeah.
form, okay. That's right, he already made that. He's able to fly up
Yes.
and make his way up in that direction, taking the help action and just sort of, hey, look over here! Doing what he can to make that distraction possible.
I love Kevin.
Perfect. Ambrose, it is your turn. Glass, you're on deck. What do you want to do, Ambrose?
This is not great. Not a fan.
Yeah, this isn't cute.
Yeah, it's not cute. Am I able to ask which one of them has taken damage? I know P2 has taken damage, correct? Has P1?
At this point, they have both taken some damage.
Okay.
You make a perception check.
Oh, okay. That's a 4.
4? You're not sure which one, because they look
shit.
the same and they're all over the place.
Okay. I'm gonna cast, first level magic missile at P1.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll for damage. That guaranteed damage is a savior with shit like this.
It is. It's a 12.
12 total.
Yeah.
Nice.
And don't forget you have the inspiration.
Unnecessary. Oh, I guess that's right. You can add it to spell damage. if you
Magic
want to.
damage.
Yeah.
It's up to you if you want to roll an extra d6 and add that to the 12.
I'll hold this
Okay.
time, just in case.
Fair enough.
Just in case magic missile isn't effective.
12 more points of damage to that one. You watch as the darts, all three of them, rush out of Ambrose, and then all three of them slam into the side of this thing as it tumbles and almost does a barrel roll in the air, righting itself barely in time for it to begin to swoop back around, glaring at the bunch of you from up above. Glass, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
Okay. Just to remember, feeding someone else a potion is
A bonus
full action. Right?
Bonus action for any potion, no matter what.
Okay. I am going to seeing the monster dive into the cart and back out. I'm gonna jump back in there, get up next to Gundren. Bonus action, feed him a potion.
Okay. He's back up for however many you roll.
Right. I'm probably, what is it, 2d4?
Yeah.
All right. 6 plus whatever, he's full health at 5, right?
Yeah, he's totally back up. Conscious, stable, all that kind of stuff. He's prone, but otherwise he's fine.
Okay. And once he's up, I'm just going to say, okay, you just need to stay alive. And you need to not get hit, but don't go too far away, okay? And I'm going to cast invisibility on him.
Oh.
Okay. As he sort of looks up at you, he's like, all right, I'll do what I can. As he's saying those words, you watch as his face just sort of whispers into the middle and all sort of like a reverse ripple. The very tip of his nose is the last thing to sort of wink out of existence. As now you have your hand sort of on this invisible form. And then you feel it sort of push against your hands. You hear the sound of Gundren sort of rolling in the direction of the front of the cart, presumably hiding in his invisible form underneath the seat that would hold the driver.
Smart move.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Very, very well played. I'm assuming you ran back onto the cart to do that, so you're there. That uses, I'll say, 15 feet of your movement. You have the rest of your movement.
I will move between Ambrose and Winchester.
Okay. There.
There.
Cool. Nicely done. Very smart move. Good job of securing the NPCs. At the top of the order, then, we now have Winchester, and then Gundren, and then Bree.
All right.
Also, we are starting to push into a little bit lateness here, so if we get too late, let me know, but otherwise we'll just keep going.
Sure. Yeah, I think at
It's
least.
still weekend for me tomorrow, so
Yeah,
I'm
same.
not like...
I'm this time gonna have Winchester come around to P1, right up next to him,
As he
and
circles around in owl form, talons outstretched.
and he's going to this time take the dodge action.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Flies right up in that other creature's face. I feel like I know that I can't really share this with the stream at the moment, and that sucks because I don't really know how to do that yet, but I can at the very least, because you've had enough time to get a really good look at this, share the image. Oops.
Oh,
Oh,
damn.
and
With everybody. Oops. Why is this not letting me copy? Here we go. Copy image. There we go. That is now in the Telegram chat for everyone if you want to see what you're dealing with.
Oh dear! I don't like that.
Oh, it's
damn.
Perry, whatever. One of those guys.
That's cool as hell.
Yeah, that would make a sick persona if it wasn't trying to kill us.
It is that kind of vibe for sure.
I have
Very
seen
deviant arts.
personas of that, so.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That
Don't
being
you
said,
worry.
then, as Winchester takes the dodge action, Gundren is going to continue to stay where he is. He's going to take the hide action, actually, and he will have advantage on that due to his invisibility. Jesus fucking Christ, Gundren, he rolled a natural 4 and a natural 1, which puts his stealth check at a 4. Good job.
Oh
buddy.
no!
Gundren, please.
But he's utterly imperceivable.
He is. We'll see how that goes for him.
Okay.
With that,
Boy.
then, Bree, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Okay.
I'm so sorry I rolled so shitty for him.
If these
This poor little
enemies
man.
target our invisible NPC,
Yeah.
Cruel. Okay. I don't know if this takes my action. That's fine. But I'm gonna look back into the cart. I don't see Gundren, but the last time I checked, he was in there.
Yeah, he's
So
gone.
I'm
You're
going-
like, oh shit.
And I'm gonna hop back up into the cart,
Okay.
not seeing him. Man,
I just went in there.
would I have seen Glass casting this?
Make a perception check.
Okay. Ooh, that is a 7.
Nope.
Oh man.
You turn around and Gundren's just gone, and you're like up in the air, like, oh shit, they took him.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, in that case,
Unless, Glass, you would like to use your reaction to call out that he is invisible.
I don't think I would see her in the
Yeah.
cart doing this.
yeah.
That's fair.
I wanted to give Gundren one of my swords, but since I don't see him, that's fine.
Fair enough.
I'm just going to, oh shit, I have Hunter's Mark on P2, right?
Correct.
Shit, I should move back up. Yeah. So I'm going to, looking frantically between the two of them, I don't see that either of them has Gundren, but I'm gonna shoot at P2 again.
Okay, go for it.
Um,
Was Kevin taking the help action?
Yeah, he was.
Distracted.
Has he been attacked since then?
He hasn't been attacked yet. No.
Okay, so this is with advantage then.
that is 23 to hit.
Definitely hits. Go ahead and roll some damage. Don't forget your Hunter's Mark die.
All right. Oh, come on.
That sucks.
Truly sucks. 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage, unfortunately halved to 4. If I can click on the right thing.
Not that it would really matter in this case in terms of division, but is the Hunter's Mark damage halved?
It is. That's a really good question.
I think it's all. I think all the damage is coming from what type of weapon it is.
Is
I
it-
think so
I just think the
too.
Hunter's Mark is a magic spell, so
You're right. I'm just trying to figure out if it changes the magical properties of the weapon that is firing the triggering
Right.
thing. Let me look it up really fast. Miss.
Yeah.
M's, L's, I's, H for Hunter Mark. Hunger of Hadar. Hunter's Mark.
up at the top.
You deal an extra d6 of damage to the target whenever you hit with a weapon attack if you have advantage. It just says you deal an extra d6 whenever
Yep.
you hit with a weapon attack. The weapon attack
Yeah.
being the triggering damage die.
Yep.
It
Looks
basically is just,
Extra.
although it has these sort of magical connotations to it, it is more so revealed as you just being like, that's my quarried foe, I'm paying extra attention to it, therefore I can hit it harder and in the right spot because I am a hunter and have that accuracy.
Sorry for a technical question.
No,
Okay.
that's a smart question. I had no idea myself. I'm just justifying it the best way I can.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool. That being said, then, is that the end of your turn, Bree?
Yes.
Cool. That did bloody the creature, just so you know,
Alright.
which is great. It is then going to swoop again in... It's going to swoop it only under here. And as it does, it's going to try to gore you first, which it sucks at and rolls an 8 to hit, but it will also try to rake you with its talons, which is a 14 to hit.
Okay, that does hit.
Okay, so the gore misses, which is the brunt of the damage, but luckily you were able to avoid it, and then the talons do hit you for... Wow, incredible. I have rolled double ones on my d4s twice in a row now. That is only 5 points of piercing damage to you from the talons.
Hell yeah.
Okay, I would first... Okay.
You did use your reaction already to respond, which
yes,
I said.
but I have that flame breath loaded up.
You do, which is something you can use on your turn. Oh, that's right. You were holding your reaction to do that, so you wouldn't actually been able to talk at all because your reaction was already spent from holding your action.
That was last turn around.
That was the last turn around. Yeah.
Okay, I thought that was the same time. That's fine. So yeah, as this thing swoops into your range, then that would be P2 swooping down towards you. Go ahead and roll your damage die, and it needs to make a dexterity saving throw. Is that right?
Yeah. What's the damage die? You're the one with the info on this.
That's an Ambrose question.
Yeah.
The saving die is it's got to hit Dex 15, and the damage is 3d6.
Wonderful. Thank you.
And if it fails, but if it's successful, it takes half.
So it does take half damage. It is successful in the save with a 19.
Okay. Let's see what that 3d6 says, though.
Yeah, which is still a lot of damage, even half sometimes.
6 plus 6.
Yeah, I rolled a natural
12,
18 on
15.
that check, so.
Half of 15 is going to be 8. So
That's correct.
8 points of flame damage.
Which
Good
is still
roll.
a lot.
Yeah.
That's a great amount of damage. This thing is looking rough as it sort of swoops down and tries to claw at you, and you let out this massive cone of fire at it, almost like a fire blower at some sort of like stage. As it sort of cascades in this arc in front of you, you just like blow this huge arc of billowing fire out. Bits of leaves and stuff that were tumbling in the wind, insects, etc., just turn to charcoal and just simmer to the ground. And many of the feathers attached to this creature similarly catch fire and slowly trickle to the ground. It looks badly injured after this as it flaps its wings. Many of its sort of feathers along the side of its arms burned. There's large sort of chunks taken out of its ability to fly here. Not looking very good. With that, then, you have your full action on your next turn, however you would like to use it, as this thing does continue sort of beyond your reach.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
Let's do this. Bree, make a dexterity save with advantage. You were close to this. If you succeed on this save, you take no damage. If you fail on the save, you take the half damage that it took. Because that sort of breath weapon was so close to where
I was wondering about that.
Me too.
Well, wouldn't it be able to go up as well because it's a cone?
It is a cone, but the cone also has like a lower volume and a higher volume that would sort of be at head level.
Okay, I thought it could be pointed upward.
Yeah.
I got a 25.
A 25, you're fine. You manage to sort of duck just as the back of your hair, already sort of shaved, shorn short in the back, is just sort of like lit up for a second. You sort of pat out the little bit of embers on the back of your scalp.
Oh, wow, got a little on your hair.
Oleander, do you have any movement or other actions you want to do on your turn? Because that was just that was the bonus action on your previous turn, so you have your full turn here.
Yeah. And I would normally be more excited about that, except that I'm. These are not enemies that are within range. Let's see. That was pretty effective. The question is, do I do that again? I mean, I've got it for a whole minute, right?
I don't think you can hit it again because it's 15 feet.
Yeah, but I can ready my shot for another.
Oh
swing.
yeah. It's
You
for a
can
full
also
minute.
move yourself to within
Yeah.
range of it.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to chase after it then.
Okay.
I'm gonna leap. If I chase after it, can I like get in there and toast it?
You can certainly try it.
Okay. I mean, like, what I mean is it back up in the air? Because I'm assuming this is
It sort of
15
swept
feet.
down, clawed at you, and on its way away, you let out that chain of fire. Bree ducked out of the way, and then it sort of sailed off in this direction away from you to the east.
Okay,
Now
so-
that it is your turn, if you want to chase after it, you can sort of run, plant one foot on this edge of the cart, and jump in the air and try to hit it with the edge of this fire breath in the air. If you want.
That's the coolest sounding
Okay,
thing.
you fucking know I am doing that exact thing.
Okay.
Oh my god! Yes.
Go ahead, then. Just make an acrobatics check or athletics check. Your choice. The DC is 10. Very simple. Just enough to plant your
Okay.
foot on the edge of the cart, jump off, and we will call that what it is.
Please do not give me that pit luck. Let me do something really freaking cool. Okay, D20.
Just anything better than a
Please.
10. You have much more than a 50% chance.
Oh no.
Oh, it's a dirty 20. So we
Okay.
are here.
Nice.
yeah.
As you
I-
sort of see this thing scoop down from the sky and watch as it like pushes off after leaving with a chunk of
Yeah.
your own flesh under its talons. You take one step, a second step on the edge of the cart, and then push yourself off into the sky. Oleander leaping through the air, her business cloak sort of tailing behind her in the wind, takes a deep breath and exhales this cone of fire in the direction of this stag antlered bird-like creature. Go ahead and roll your damage and I'll make a dex save for it.
It's like a
All right.
a rocket ship launched in reverse.
3d6. Nero, this is 3d6, correct?
Yes.
Okay. 2, 5.
It's pretty good. I'm excited.
That's 11 points of damage.
Nice. With that, yeah. How do you want to do this?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, this is gonna be some slow motion shit. I leap off the edge of the cart. I just in midair, and for a fleeting second, I know what it is like to be a dragon, and it fucking rules.
Yes. And as you exhale this cone of fire that envelops it and just turns to this thick black smoke, catching all of its feathers and other flesh in it, this black column of fire erupts above it as it hits the ground, tumbles into the side of a nearby tree, no longer alive and smoking heavily.
Yep.
Tom,
And
what's up?
Just saying, I will happily use my reaction to do this if I need to, but I'm definitely getting that empty frame out.
Nice. Yeah, with
I'm like,
Oleander
I'm
like
in the
halfway through the air,
middle.
arms back, fully like Naruto style, just
Yeah.
of course I like
the sickest.
skid to a stop in the dirt, leaving a trail of like upturned earth behind me. Like, ooh.
Yeah.
And then you take the leg weights off and drop them, and everything explodes.
I didn't have many cool parts during the last fight. This is my cool part.
Amazing, cool.
Thank you, Ambrose.
That being said, that's your bonus action. I'll say that doing the jump off the cart was your action, since that was
That-
really fucking cool. Landing safely, sort of over in this direction, next to the ever-smoking body of this creature that has tumbled to the ground. It is now the last one who is alive's turn. Up in the air there with Winchester, it is going to make another swoop down at the nearest available enemy, which is going to be you, Bree. As it does, it's going to circle. What is its speed? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, yeah, down to you. It'll do that. As it sort of scoops away from you to pick up speed and then dives hard at you, it will make one more gore attack with that extra damage from the long dive. That's going to be a 16 to hit.
Does not hit.
Doesn't hit. Not anymore.
yeah.
Not with the new AC. As it dives at you and you duck behind. Are you building the shield?
Yeah.
And you duck behind the spiked shield. It sort of crashes and bounces off the side of it. And as you pull up out of it, you watch it over the head. Does not hit with that, but it does, as you pull the shield away, get a rake at you with its talons, which is going to be only a 13 to hit, which also misses you. All of it bouncing off the front of this newfound heavy spiked tower shield that once belonged in roll, protecting you well from these attacks. With that, then, that's it for that creature's turn. It's going to sort of fly off this direction. Kevin is up, Ambrose after that, and then Glass after that. What do you want to do, Kevin, first?
Can Kevin circle around to distract P1 to give the next attack on that one help action?
Sure. As he... What's his speed again? Flying? 50?
His speed flying is... 40 feet flying.
Exactly 40 feet to get there. You're all set. He makes his way over and begins to harry this creature in the air like the way you've seen sort of small sparrows and crows mess with like hawks or larger birds of prey in the air. Being distracting and obnoxious as only Kevin knows how to. With that,
That's
then,
my boy!
Ambrose,
That's my
you're up.
boy!
And then Glass, you're on deck.
So quick question to double check.
Sure.
The Bardic Inspiration, I can add it to a damage die, right?
As long as the damage die is from a spell.
Okay, cool. And cantrips count for that?
Mhm.
Okay, cool. I would like to cast... Yeah, I think I'm within 60 feet of P1.
You are, yeah.
Okay. I would like to cast Toll the Dead
Cool.
at this creature.
It saves. That's a natural 19.
Okay. Does it take damage on succeeding? I don't think it does.
I don't think it does because cantrips are just a yes or no. It's not a half damage with a cantrip.
Okay.
But that's your action. You have your bonus action and your movement if you want it.
Okay. I'm going to.
It's just a good roll. I'm
move.
sorry.
Nah, it's okay. It's a cantrip, so it doesn't matter. Let me go directly north so that I am in between Winchester and Brewing.
Okay, right there.
Yeah, right there.
Cool. As you sort of dart off, looking at this thing overhead, you sort of begin to run, almost like you're like going to go in for the catch in some sport that doesn't exist yet. With that, then, do you have any bonus actions or anything else that you want to do before it's Glass's turn?
I am good. Yeah.
Cool. All right, then, Glass, you are up. What would you like to do?
I will. I'm sorry. I'm just reading a little bit more about the spell. I will look over to P1, peering around the corner here, and I will cast Dissonant Whispers.
Okay, and what kind of a save is that?
It is a Wisdom 14.
That is a 4.
4. All right. Cool. So, just to describe so folks know what the spell is, I whisper a discordant melody that only the creature of my choice can hear, racking it with terrible pain. Make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 3d6 psychic damage and must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from you.
Wow, sick.
So yeah, I whisper this. I mean, I know undercommon, so I will say it's an undercommon whisper. Like racking its brain.
Yeah, roll your
Is that
3d6 and it will take off.
Canonically scary language.
Twice as far as it just flew into the corner there. Because it's
I figured it was gonna go really far.
Yeah, its flying speed is 60 feet, so these things is fast.
Okay.
And it takes 10 damage.
10 points of psychic damage, which is awesome. It is bloodied. Looking rough as it sort of flies away, you watch as its wings sort of beat this strange pattern that you can tell it is in some sort of pain, racking it from within. It soars off sort of into the distance, and you all wait for a moment, wondering if it's going to come back at all. With that, then, it is back to the top of the order with Winchester. What do you want to do?
Winchester also has 60 feet of flying movement, so I'm going to send him after that thing, and he's, again, just going to take the dodge action.
He takes off. He's about 20 or so feet behind it as it is coasting off in the opposite direction, but that sounds about right. Invisible Gundren is still invisible, hiding under the cart seat. Bree, you are up. What would you like to do?
Sorry I said it so far away.
That's okay. That's okay. I've got a longbow, so it's not a problem for me.
Wow.
Okay. For a reaction, I know this is bananas,
Sure.
but during Oleander's last turn, could we say that seeing the intense damage this fire breath seems to have done to this thing, could Bree pull an arrow out of her quiver and stick it up into the fire breath?
Make a...
I can give you a little shot if you need it.
I'm trying to think of what, like, a clever reaction check to also understand that this would do damage to it, because that's like intelligence,
Right.
dexterity to do it quick enough, and wisdom to know that it would work. So
Reroll.
I would say make a nature check. If your nature check succeeds a DC 15, then we'll make a dexterity saving throw, or dexterity check of 15 as well. If both will succeed, then yes, you can add fire damage to this attack.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Oh, fuck me.
No, unfortunately, as the fire goes off, you think about it, and as you hold your thing up, the fire is gone before you get the tip of your arrow in there. You're like, God, that would have been such a cool idea.
Yeah. Damn it.
What'd you roll?
2.
I rolled a 2.
Oh
No!
I figured it was something in the low one digits for
Yeah.
that expression.
She could
but yeah.
reroll a 1.
The dice are cruel.
Truly.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Okay.
Damn it. Well-
Okay, so that happened before your turn. That's fine. What do you want to do on your actual turn?
Okay. Okay, cool. In that case,
That's why I
I'm
made it so
going-
difficult, is because it was off your turn, and that's just like extra
That's
action
fair.
economy. Yeah.
I'm going to bonus action move Hunter's Mark over to
Okay.
this guy.
What's the range on Hunter's Mark?
Oh, good question. It is 90 feet.
You're good. It's still within range.
Okay, cool. All right. Then I will take a shot at it with my bow.
Okay, and then what's the range on your
Oh.
bow?
150.
150 to 300, or something to 150?
It's 150. The outer range is 600 feet.
Okay, then you're good. Yeah, that'll definitely be fine.
And I
didn't
rolled a
realize you had
nat
long bow. I
1.
thought it was short. Nat 1. Yeah, as you pull
Wow.
back to fire, I
No.
do need you to...
No, sorry. I rolled a nat 20.
Oh, I thought you said Nat 1. That's the worst possible miscommunication that could happen in D&D. Fuck yeah. You
Very
nail this
Yeah, that's a
thing
pretty
from a
crucial
distance. Go ahead and
Good.
roll your
Cool.
double damage. Don't forget that you get to also double your Hunter's Mark damage.
Okay. Cool.
wow,
Yeah.
beefy.
All right.
We may as well lit this arrow on fire, frankly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am. So, 18 damage.
18 points of damage. How do you want to do this?
Yeah. All right. Whew. I
Finish it.
don't think that I put down a single enemy in the castle fight, which was really depressing. I don't think I did. Whatever.
That's weird because you always
You
do.
killed the king.
That's like your job. You're the finisher.
I've
She's just killed too many to remember.
I've killed two.
I've forgotten the names. I have war crimes on the brain.
I, with the rage of not being able to light my arrow on fire like a cool ranger would have, I'm just gonna like really grumpy take a shot and shoot it right through its weird little throat.
Yeah, as you pull back and take aim, you watch as this thing sort of ducks both ways, and then you watch Winchester sort of coasting in from the side, and you know that it's about to make a sharp turn to avoid that, and as such you lead it just far enough to arc the arrow and stab it right through the throat. You watch it come out the other side as I pull my own headphones off in the process of reenacting this battle, and it just begins to spin faster and faster in this very uncontrolled spin towards the ground, just hitting the ground, tumbling, screeching to a stop in the dirt as Winchester sort of soars around in a circle and begins to come back to you. You are now on the road, safe from whatever was harrying you from above. The Perytons were unable to snatch you or take any of your organs.
Yay!
Is that their
That was
thing?
you.
They
That was
may have
watching?
wanted to do so.
They lack out water.
I need
I
those.
need those for the organ things.
Yeah.
You
I
can
was-
have my gallbladder.
Anyways, I look over at Bree and I just go like, "Mwah, bellissimo."
That was a good
God.
shot.
I was wondering why they weren't going for Winchester, but I
Yeah.
guess they wanted. They want them people organs.
What are our guts? Our tasty, tasty guts.
Yeah.
And
Dang.
with that, before we get too far in to goofing around and having our fun after the show,
Over the
it is
movement.
10:30. We have gone 3.5 hours tonight. We have to call it for the day. But
Yep.
if
That's a good spot to stop.
Good spot to stop.
do we have any donations? I believe that we do. So let's
I
go
saw
ahead
we got
and
one.
read those. I missed the end of your stream. Iris, did you read donations at the end of yours, or should we do
Yes,
those
I
too?
did.
Okay,
yes. So there should be like two $75 donations and one $5 donation.
cool. Yeah, you did awesome with the donations.
Yeah. Thank you, Iris.
Yeah. We're real close to cracking 3K
Yeah,
right now.
almost there. We may hit it this Wednesday.
Yeah, fingers crossed. If y'all are watching right now on Wednesday, I hope we cracked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
We'll have
so
somebody, either me or Iris or.
We are
whoever.
so close to 3K right now. We are at
Yeah.
$2,970. That's insane, y'all.
That's awesome.
Anyways, scrolling down just a little bit, we had some big ones. I will just go ahead and say that while Iris was streaming and did an incredible job, everybody pay attention to our social media, please, because some of us, especially now that Iris is doing this, are going to be playing games and doing fun little like bonus action side stuff. Iris had a $5 donation from an anonymous donor. Jacob Strick donated $75. Another anonymous donor donated another $75. All of you, thank you so much. That was awesome. Thank you
Thank
for coming
you
to
again.
Iris's stream. And then
Yeah.
as of tonight, I'm sorry, I keep cutting you off. Go ahead.
No, just saying thank you. I talked nonstop about it last night, so feel free.
Awesome.
Cut me
Well,
off all you want.
Can't thank enough. And then as of
Yeah.
tonight, we do have another $30 from Webster Leone. Said it
Oh,
right
that means
this
we did
time.
3K. Holy
Okay.
shit. Hey!
Hey!
Well,
Oh, and then I didn't
Okay.
even realize that was not the one that I was just trying to read.
Ring-a-ding-ding.
We had another $10 one before that from Jesse and
Wow.
Big Rig,
Yeah.
who say,
Yeah.
"Nay, peppermints, please."
Evan has to do a flip now.
Yeah.
Okay, do it.
Whoa,
Awesome.
turns the webcam over. Whoa!
The ship, it can't last much longer.
U-571, dive! Okay. Awesome. Thank you, everybody who's been here all night. If you're watching on Sunday with us tonight, thanks for being here on short notice. If you're watching again with us on Wednesday, thank you for coming to our rebroadcast. We're sorry that we're not live for you tonight, but we're very glad that you're here. With no other further messages, unless anybody else has anything they want to say, I think it's a good time for us to call this very late episode an end.
Thanks for sticking around for this late one.
Yeah.
Sick combat.
Hit us next week for more exciting adventures.
Good job, everybody. Thank you for being here. We love you very much, and we will see you next week. Take care.
Good night.
Yeah.
Thank